I'm an absolute fool.
Zach, hold it together. Just because you have a rival
There's a
in
lot
Pineapple
of
Town.
I know. There's a second pineapple in the chat now. I'm freaking
Can't
out.
believe it.
Who's Gamer Man?
Gamer Man.
Grant?
Gamer Man.
All right. Sab, are you in?
How am I supposed to get in?
No,
Do I just
she's
press
not.
start? I don't know. Oh, am I supposed to click this link that
The
you...
link that I
yeah.
sent? Yeah.
Wow.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If you click that link, it blows the gas main under your house.
You just die.
It's too late now.
All
It's
right.
too late for you now.
Let's do, before we get into the banter. Who the hell is
Nice.
that?
Is that...
Who could possibly have had that?
It was Adrian!
Here.
Oh my god,
I thought you were gonna be
Adrian!
late.
Yeah, I thought you weren't gonna be here.
I got home early, and I really want to take a shower, but the bathroom's really occupied right now, so I can't.
Okay,
Really
well at least you can
occupied, huh?
enjoy some games of Gartic phone beforehand.
I'm definitely gonna take a shower as soon as the bathroom's open and one round of this is finished.
That is totally
Fair
fine.
enough.
All
No
right,
worries, yeah.
I say let's do a normal round of Gartic first, just so that way we can all get accustomed to it, and then we can start diving into banter.
For sure.
Okay, I'm
Sounds
hitting
good.
start.
I don't know what we're doing.
Write a
Uh,
sentence.
Oh no, I have to...
Oh, do we keep writing sentences? Oh, no, never mind.
Yeah, you just do the one. Oh, there's very much not music in this.
Yeah, I was
It's very
gonna say,
quiet.
it's eerily quiet. Oh my god.
I knew... You... Yeah. Oh god.
How do I draw? I don't know how to draw. I don't know how to art.
Same.
What do you think I am? Some kind of art?
Some kind of art. A work of art.
Oh. Oh gosh, I hate this.
Oh shoot, how do we erase? Oh, it's on the right.
There's an eraser that you have to use.
Oh, we can. Oh my god, there's like whole ass things.
This is awful. I've already fucked it. Oh no. Wait, I just realized I didn't actually change any of the titles or anything.
Oh, so we're playing balloons on stream.
Yeah. Gartic phone, and then I'm changing the category to Gartic phone. There you go. Done. Now I'm only slightly less incompetent. Okay.
Let's go. This is like a Jackbox game, then, is the idea?
Kinda, yeah. You'll see when you'll see what the next phases are when we get there.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you know what this needs? This needs a
Content.
This needs content.
Needs content. Just like
We
me.
need some context going here. We need some context as to what these small stick figures are doing.
Never.
Oh, we're
Can I select and copy an image? Is this game advanced enough for such things?
I don't think
Copy
so.
paste something?
like it's a fucking rasterized image editor? Nah, I don't think so. Oh shit, time's running out.
What the hell?
Oh no.
Time's running out, time's running out.
Oh no. I don't know how to draw.
You're gonna like what I give you here, Zach.
All right,
You
I
don't
tried
know
my
if it's
best. I can't use my tablet because Gartic phone doesn't like my tablet for some reason.
Oh,
Could you
no.
imagine?
Now you're with the rest of us.
All right, I hit
Oh,
done.
no.
I'm stuck with you pissants.
What the fuck is this? I
we have to
teach peasants. I teach
describe them?
peasants. Or peasants, sorry.
Oh, if I know it.
Wait, is this me? Is that supposed to be me, you son of a bitch? I see brown
No.
hair and glasses drawn the wrong way. I think
Oh
this
my
is
gosh, I
supposed
totally
to be
forgot
me.
we can use color.
Oh, yeah, we can. Oops. Man, it's eerily quiet. Oh my
I
god.
would- I would
I'm
put
not good
music,
at-
but
I don't.
oh god, there's so much drawing.
Holy shit. Okay.
why are there multiple drawings about me?
Oh, Zach, I wonder
There's
why.
multiple drawings.
That's not cool, man.
It's really funny.
Dude, I don't know how to draw this fucking Pokemon. It's so complex.
Oh,
Pokemon?
Pokemon.
Pokemon?
Pokemon?
Why are we playing Gartic Phone? Only one of us is an artist.
And I wasn't even here a second ago.
I know.
Yeah.
Theta showed up in chat, subscribed, and then immediately demanded to play Gartic Phone because he has that kind of sway
I did
over
not
me.
demand to get.
There Zach goes. Putting the blame.
I simply joined because you needed more players for Gartic Fun. Trust me, I enjoy company, but aside from that, I hate drawing. So this is like pain.
I don't know.
You
how to
hate
draw
us.
This. Okay. Oh, God, my profile icon's so small. I can't see. Okay, then it's like this.
Oh,
This is a.
Oh my god. I'm trying my
I'm
best here.
so bad at drawing. I'm so upset.
Everyone's concentrating.
Just give me a sec.
It's hard.
And Zach wanted to banter.
I thought maybe
Never-
this is a bad game for banter.
This is a lot of like, all right, now.
I mean, I'm done. Fuck. You guys should probably finish too soon, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Adrian. You know, I would like that to happen, but
Adrian wants to take a
I
shower.
sure wish.
My feet are so callous because I've been standing around outside all fucking day
Well, that's not ideal.
for multiple hours today, just standing
no.
outside
Why were you standing outside?
because it was my job demanded it.
Damn.
That seems fair.
The man got you again.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, it's almost
shit.
there.
This is awful.
I'm sorry.
What the fuck?
Oh, see, there's a lot of like jokes I could do, but I don't know.
I'm wondering where the hell my prompt went because none of these look like my prompt.
I have no idea.
Oh my gosh.
So does this just go like round robin so everyone gets everyone's?
I think this is round 5 of 5.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Okay.
Oh.
So now we do
Oh my gosh,
choose,
okay.
let's do auto, I guess. Voiceover off. Let's go from the beginning first. All right. Let's see. Everybody can see? All right.
Pineapple.
Pineapple.
Pineapple rivalry.
Three,
And he
okay.
immediately drew it.
Pineapple in
wanted-
sports. Nice.
I wanted
Pineapple takes up
to
arms.
copy and paste the pineapple.
Oh, okay. Oh,
my
look at
God.
that.
Oh
That's
my
right.
god, I love him.
I love his pine tree.
Pineapple
Hey, that's pretty
rebellion.
close.
All right, that's not
Hey.
bad.
Pineapple fighting.
All right, this was my computer's filled with
Oh my
beans.
gosh.
Wow, as far
Oh
as
my
I can
God.
tell, this lasted
I was
for
right?
a while.
I was right? Close enough.
Oh, you
Close
were
enough.
right.
I was, yeah.
Close. Oh my god.
I think I did pretty good.
Easy tower.
What
Nice.
a beans.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
kind of close enough.
Beans.
All right,
Yeah.
Zach muted
Yeah.
Saba once
You want to
again.
know who got this first?
Wow,
pretty good.
that's
Oh my
really
gosh.
I
good.
like that.
Zach squatted or whatever muting Saba. And I didn't know how to draw Saba, so I tried to draw Maya.
His mask can be
Nice.
very true.
Alright, Zach, on the see?
I like what I did with this one.
Peas and ants. That's what
Zach,
it is.
Discord tyranny.
See, everyone gets it, Zach.
Oh,
Oh,
it's really funny.
Return of the King of Discord.
All right, and let's see. Yes, 6
foot
foot 4 middle schooler.
school.
This was
Oh,
a real
no.
site I saw at my job.
oh, oh gosh, I have no idea.
Carried by children. That's not what I
Wow.
imagined.
I had no context for this, so I said,
Carrying the Zach bus stream.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You know, the
five.
famous
There's
Zach bus
5
stream.
people. Yeah, we're carrying
Yeah,
it.
the stream
Uh.
bus that you own.
Yeah.
The one that we're all in right now that we stream from.
All right.
That kind of looks like a Tylenol.
Hey
Hey,
guys, we are all in the same bus after all, but except we're underneath it carrying it.
Adrian, do you wanna back out, or do you want us to remake the lobby without you so you can take your shower?
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna go shower. I'll be back in like whenever I'm done showering, because God, I'm sweaty.
Okay.
20.
See ya.
Here's another link. Ciao, ciao.
Another link.
Yeah,
Okay.
if I wanted to continue the last one, it would have just had Adrian in there
Oh,
as like
Adrian
a dead
in there as well,
character.
yeah.
So
Okay. So that wasn't that bad.
that wasn't that bad, but it did definitely take 1,000% of my mental capacity in order to do.
Oh man,
Very-
it didn't hold on.
Very
This
nice.
link didn't work.
Me and the boys on the oboe bus.
Except we're not on the oboe bus. We're carrying the oboe bus.
All right. I don't know. You guys want to do another normal, or do you want to do one of these? Because there's other ones. There's like knockoff.
Oh my
Keep-
god, there's animations.
Keep yourself focused. Try to
Oh my
replicate the
gosh.
drawings while the clock gets faster and faster.
Oh wow.
Oh
You
god.
could choose whichever.
That sounds like a nightmare. I love
Just
it.
don't choose animation, whatever you do.
Draw a
draw a
scene
scene
so
so
others
that-
can draw it. Okay.
I don't have creativity.
I
say,
feel
I'm
that
just
as
thinking of
well. I'm
something.
part artist as well, and I need someone to give me something. Or it's just
Okay. Let me see.
okay.
Does this work? What does this character look like again? He has like a little snout, a little snoot snout. Looks like that. It goes like this. He has.
Oh, I can do something slightly interesting. I'm not funny, but you know, let's try my best.
I'm not funny, but
Listen.
I don't know how to make the jokes, but it's okay.
if I remember correctly, he has big, round, dead eyes.
That
Me?
sounds
Are
exciting.
you drawing? Yeah, who are you drawing in stream?
I don't know. I was looking for
Well, he said,
inspiration. I was like, oh,
uh,
that's something I can draw, and so I was like, okay, I'll just draw that.
Oh shoot, that's
What
an
does he
eraser.
wear? I think doesn't he wear something with like red overalls? I think it's red overalls.
Mario?
Mario?
Mario.
Mario and Sonic?
Go. He carries an axe sometimes
Mario?
and a microphone sometimes.
Zach?
Zach is Hello Mario?
He does
Zach
that.
from Oboe Token?
From
Okay.
Oboe Token.
Yeah.
Like it's a location. Begging desperately for the location of your Oboe Token through text. Oh god.
I know how to draw people. Totally. Stick figures.
Oh, you know what? And then there's a door that has been opened. And beyond-
Okay.
And beyond the door is some fucking bullshit.
That sounds like a Zach drawing.
Gotta draw like the infinite cosmos real quick.
Infinite Cosmos.
I'm sure everyone will understand completely. Oh, no.
Remember to
You know, you
look-
can control Z on this too.
You can?
What?
Oh my god.
Control Z on this where
Oh, that's so helpful.
That's new tech.
dude, they're
That's
legit.
incredible.
Gartic phone has thought of everything.
and then I'm gonna fill this in. No, fill it. Yep, thank you. I'm gonna fill this one with that. Nope, that's bad. Control Z, Control Z. Yes! Oh my God, Saba! I can't believe you did this.
I can't.
And-
You can't believe I've done this, huh?
I can't believe you've done this.
This is a lot of time for the first one.
It gets very fast.
Yeah,
very
I know, but it's
quickly.
like I'm like I've been here for a while, man.
I was gonna say I'm just adding accessories now.
Yeah, add as many details as possible so that way people in the future find it impossible to replicate.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Can I play next match? Well, sorry, Egg Red Dag. Oh, Egg Red da Egg. That's a pretty good name. I don't know you, my friend, and I'm afraid that you might draw a penis on stream, and then I'll get banned. So I'm gonna have
Theta
to decline.
has been certified by OboCheck.
Yeah, OboCheck,
So
the service. Theta came like 5th place in the GMTK Game Jam, so he's cleared in my book.
First place, get your facts
By
straight.
fans.
Second place, then.
Was it second place on Mark's list?
Well, it was in the top 20. There's no places in the top 20.
Oh, right.
They're all the same, but then
I'm sorry.
second place overall.
Take that 2 or take that 5 that I said and flip it. And now it's a 2.
Good one.
Oh,
I don't know what I'm doing anymore.
Understandable. Personally, I wouldn't, but I see why you wouldn't trust a random person. Have a nice day. Have a nice day, Egg Red Egg. Ciao, ciao.
Zach isn't big enough to, Obo check everyone yet.
I can't just oboe check every Tom, Dick, and Harry that comes in. Let me put a little. Oh God!
Shit, I ran out of time.
Fuck.
Memorize the drawing.
No.
Oh no!
Are
Oh
you kidding?
no!
Okay, I think I kind of get it.
Oh, and then we
Okay.
have to hit draw because this is our time that we have. Okay.
Oh
Let me
shoot!
just
oh
quickly
god!
take
I
a screenshot here. Hold on one second.
No, you can't do that. That's cheating. That's like
Damn it.
that's against the game.
Oh, we have a lot less time.
Yes. Very
Oh, no.
decidedly less time.
No. How do I do any of this?
This is talent, and I don't have that.
Who the fuck could you possibly be talking about? Is it Saba? Saba's pretty good, apparently, based on the last thing I saw. Okay.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god. Oh my
Oh wait,
god.
the time I
This is-
spent looking at it was also taken away
Yes.
from the time I had to draw
Yes,
it.
I was trying to warn you.
No!
I was trying to warn you.
fool.
Oh my
We're running
God,
out of
I'm
time immediately.
I'm so screwed.
Oh
Okay. hold
my
on. I
god.
can do this.
Oh my god.
Okay, I can do this. And then there was this thing.
I desperately.
No,
Oh
Byron.
god.
Oh,
Oh
god.
no! What the fuck is this?
Oh my god.
This should be okay.
Got it.
I can probably do this. I instantly forgotten it. I'm so sorry.
I have instantly forgot. Oh, that's really good. No,
know,
what? No! What happened?
I'll do this one better, and I'll. No, I can't do this one better. I got too
What?
overconfident.
No, no,
Holy
no,
shit.
no.
There, it's perfect.
Oh. Is this me? Is this supposed to be me sitting at my desk? I swear to God. Oh God, we're immediately running out of so much time. Here we go. Put a box.
Wait a minute.
Guys,
No, this is
see.
not it. I was like,
Share.
someone draw something from Harry Potter, and I like recognized it from Pixels.
The movie?
I don't remember.
Oh, no.
Oh my
Oh my
God. All
God.
right, let's see.
Okay.
Let's see how
I,
this
I
goes.
ran out of time on like every single one.
All right. So I initially drew.
Yeah, this is where I ran out of time. I didn't realize that the whole time I was staring at it, I was also spending time.
Wait, you were saying my drawing was talent?
Yeah,
Oh, thank you.
I can't draw stuff like that. Are you kidding me?
I,
okay, we-
I barely
Oh.
remembered any features from the game, so I was just like, I remember there being a door with like some bullshit behind it. That's
Oh,
me.
so the
Oh.
It's me.
That was supposed to be. It was supposed to be me. But
That's what you look like? Are you just
basically-
me?
Basically.
Look at this.
got the computer.
I mean, pineapple animate versus pineapple inanimate.
True.
So
yeah, you
That's
guys are
pretty.
basically
Like
the
if
same.
you look at these and go down as we go, that's not bad.
See, my idea for this was that I didn't realize how fast it was gonna get, but I was like, if I draw an infinite like copy, and then people keep drawing that, it's gonna look like we drew like chained infinite copies. Like it was,
That's pretty good.
it was gonna be cool, and then I ran out of time. But whatever.
What
my
the
God.
hell? Wait, what is this even? Oh,
Oh yeah. When this
So-
one got to me, I forgot what was on the screen. Okay, yeah, I saw a version. So when I drew it, this is what it looked like. I forgot what was on this side of the screen.
I mean, you didn't have much to go off of, but okay.
I tried
I
because
remembered the fish, so that was it.
because when I was drawing this, because obviously mine is the one where all the detail disappeared. I kept trying to color the water blue, but it wouldn't work, and I didn't know why. And I didn't realize that there was a tiny gap right here that kept filling the whole thing with blue and not just the outside. So I kept like Control Z, doing it again, Control Z, doing it again, not
No,
really
you-
like taking in my
you know
environment.
what it was I did?
A rookie mistake.
Oh, welcome back, Adrian.
Clearly.
Quick
It was that
mistake.
giant cat from like Japan's like advertisement stuff. So that was
Oh,
what I
that's another
Oh, the
one
one on
where
like the
I-
billboard.
did. Yeah.
So this
Very
one-
much ran out of time drawing this.
Oh, he had a hat. I forgot he had a hat.
Get a hat.
I also forgot he had a hat.
Look at this thing.
No, they lost their hats.
And the hat got shot off in the duel. And now they're using psychic powers.
I
was about
really-
to say they're using their key from Dragon Ball.
I really like how Grant, when you drew this drawing, there were like very few details that everybody immediately grabbed onto. Because I was like, all right, one guy got blue shoes, one guy got a red cape, done. They have guns, and then like that stayed consistent throughout the whole thing. That's pretty good.
I'm glad. I'm glad.
Oh,
That was
that's
a
really
fast
good.
shower, Adrian. I'm thoroughly impressed.
First shower.
I'm taking a better
Shut up.
shower later tonight, but that was just to get the gross off me.
Okay,
Ah, I see.
Adrian,
levels
you're
to showers,
Adrian,
huh?
you're here, so we're good. Let's see. Icebreaker. I'm just trying to look. I just want to see like what all of these different things are.
By
Play
the way, I
with
think
just
I would
one
recommend
sentence,
you
ask
play,
questions, and
Ju-
have fun with other people's drawings. Oh, that could actually be kind of fun. Oh, animation. I heard everybody really likes to do animation.
Let's do it.
Please,
It
God,
takes a
no,
long ass
please.
time.
Please no. Are we really? Oh
This is
god.
gonna take a while. Strap in.
Oh my
my
god.
So we're
Gosh,
just doing
Zach!
so we're just doing one frame at a time. Everybody stay calm.
I can't even do one frame.
What is a frame?
Who?
What?
Hello? Wait, we can't fill in color. Damn it.
You can't? Oh yeah,
No.
you can't. That's weird.
They better give us infinite time. I'll see you guys next year.
What are you talking about? Just draw a frame. There you go. Look at that. Mine's already basically done. I'm keeping it simple so that way people can recreate the simple basis of this and then add their own nonsense. There you go.
There you go.
All right. Now, will I finally have enough time to use this time to put on some music so it's not fucking deathly
Because
quiet?
I can hear you music. Oh, you mean
Do
for
you
stream,
want?
huh?
Do you want to hear my music?
Oh,
Just
what are you
blast it through
listening
the
to? What am I?
I'm literally just
Ooh.
putting the Mario soundtrack on in the background. That's all. I was just gonna say, like, this is like I'm just playing this in the background. It's now on stream too.
Playing in the background.
Just a little.
I love
just a
it
little
when
music
I-
in the background.
I do art, you know? Art's
Little
good.
music.
I like art.
Man, there's a lot
Do you?
more. There's a lot more
starting to
time on this
question.
than I thought. I'm starting to question.
Mm.
Oh fuck! I gotta pick up the pace. I just realized how much time I have left.
Pick up the pieces.
Oh god, I really look
Pick up the
forward
pieces
to
of the
seeing
puzzle.
Adrian's drawing eventually and just seeing it be super complex and unfair.
Oh boy.
The premise
Pray
is
that
simple.
you
I'm just taking my
don't,
time with it. Fuck.
Pray that you don't get him. I guess.
Pray.
So I think when
Just pray.
the timer goes off, I think that's like 30 seconds left.
Oh,
Yo.
you,
You.
you.
Soldier boy.
Man,
Is
this
that what Zach is
game,
playing?
this was an absolute terrible decision for banter topics.
All right,
What the hell
Justin.
is
Holy
this?
Christ.
How am I supposed to recreate
What?
this? Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Oh, it gives you the
Oh, they
underlying
put the-
frame.
Oh,
There's the onion skin, yeah.
cool.
That's incredible.
That's actually
Wow.
very helpful.
Am
I
I
get to
like?
trace.
I feel like a legit artist now. This is. Is this what it feels like?
To
Is
be
this
an
what
artist.
this is?
To be good? Huh?
To get good?
Oh, this is a light brown. I've been deceived. This is a really light brown.
I don't know who drew this, but I'm laughing too hard, so my lines are all shit.
Zach, get it together.
I
You're
can't.
letting
It's a
down
really
the animation community.
it's a really funny drawing.
This is actually
I
pretty
hope
nice.
Zach's talking about my drawing.
Does yours happen to have some sort of heavy weapon in it?
Perhaps.
Then
There's
perhaps
more, there's more than some with some weapons in it? God damn.
Oh no, I wonder. Did you potentially get? I know I had partial weaponry.
Sub, I think this is yours. And
How unfortunate. I feel
will
so
never
bad for you.
forgive you.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, I'm like out of time.
Oh shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Uh.
It's such a funny drawing. I keep having to like redo my lines.
Okay, this was actually really nice and easy. I enjoyed this. Yeah.
Did
Thank you,
you?
Theta. That was great. It was really nice.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Nope.
How did you
I'm
know that I
fucked.
was mine?
Nope. I'm
Because
fucked.
I was just. Because it's just not Zach's. I know. He couldn't have.
Oh.
I had a lot of dialogue to this one.
Dialogue.
Are you writing a visual novel all of a sudden?
Yeah, I'm making a comic. Everyone, please check out my comic.
Oh, I think I drew too far in terms of like this anim. Well, you know what? I'm not an anim. Oh my god. Oh my god.
I love this.
You
I'll try.
guys.
Fuck it. Let's see it.
You guys are terrifying.
Nope. I'm drawing. There you go.
I'll just erase this. It's no problem.
I'm
Fine.
gonna try to match the
Fine.
style a little bit on my drawings.
Oh my god.
Oops, that's red.
Cry internally. I may be making this worse, but like it looks worse to begin with, so well,
Adrian, I know that
Good
you're
luck
the
to
one
whoever
that did
gets
all
this.
this text, and I want you to know the text is only going to be there for a single frame because I can't recreate all this.
That's
You
fine.
coward.
Also, I can't believe they disabled the flood fill button on this.
It feels a little
I
strange,
know.
actually. Like I kind of get why they would do that, but
oh,
I'm gonna see
there's
what-
red
I
here.
got some follows.
Oh,
So did I
very
get
neat.
multiple follows or just one follow? I can't tell. Thank you for following, whoever that was. I missed it because I'm drawing badly.
Now let me add more of a tail to this one. That is the wrong brush size. Wow. This is
Yeah,
terrifying.
this is not a banter stream that we intended to be.
Well, I hope whoever gets
How did you
this
get your
is
lines
something-
to be this small?
There's a thing at the bottom you can click on to change your
Oh
lines.
my god.
Oh shit, I'm running out of time.
Same here.
All right. Hopefully, I've continued
what's
the narrative. Hopefully, I've continued the narrative of
Oh no.
this device, of this apparatus.
We have 2 more? Wow.
We do have 2
Oh
more
my
frames
God.
to do. All right. This was a lot
I'm
more
not
than I was
even getting
intending, but
paid
this
for
is
this.
cool. This is neat. Getting the like opacity layer. That's
Does this
cool.
count as professional experience?
It
can I use
should.
this?
Totally.
Fuck is this?
Oh my god! This is fantastic.
Oh,
Stop making me laugh.
stop making you laugh.
All I can, I need to draw. I just keep laughing.
Why is this in the corner of the freaking page? So, banter. Anyway,
Yeah.
I cannot. It's impossible.
It is physically impossible.
Zach, aren't
It's
you a
so
gamer though?
impossible.
Isn't this what the
This is
isn't this
barely
what being
gaming.
gamer is about?
This is barely gaming.
Oh my god.
It's critically important that everybody does as best as they can here.
I feel
This
like
will be on the
I
record forever.
I feel like I have accidentally stumbled upon a really fun collaborative project with my friends. Because I'm looking at whatever the fuck we're doing right now, and I'm like, hey, this is like not bad.
I wish you could hide the other layer though, because I'm not sure what.
Yeah,
Wow,
sure,
this guy's
what
head is
happened?
scary.
I'm not sure what's still mine.
Oh, that's a good point. Here you go. I'll say that's done.
Oh god.
Oh my god. I keep like low
Oh my god, I
frequency
forgot the freaking
chuckling.
bill!
No! Saba!
Give me a sec, give me a sec, give me a sec!
Saba the
Okay.
sphere!
Oh fuck, my food's almost here. I'm gonna have to leave and attend that and sacrifice precious drawing time.
just dive through your window like a Hollywood movie to get your food and then jump back.
Right.
Just what the hell is this?
What?
How what?
I'm concerned.
I have no idea.
Alright, let's see what I can do with this.
You know
I
what I can do
have-
with this? Since this is the end. Okay, I have ideas, everyone. They may not be good ideas, but they're ideas nonetheless.
I don't know what's happening.
This is good. This is good.
Oh.
This is good, I swear.
It should be a war crime to draw with a mouse.
I can't help it.
Welcome to me, circa high school.
It's like I don't even have the remote semblance of enough patience to recreate some of this.
I have no idea where this is going.
I've eliminated half of my work here. I mean, no, I've eliminated half the work I need to do, which is better on my end.
Oh fuck, I can't make that color. That's already existing in the page. Alright, I have to see what I can do here. Oh fuck, there's
I
no
hope
flood
someone
fill.
intended for this.
Shit.
You made me do this.
Got no time. And then at the end, I believe we get the opportunity to see everybody's drawings as an animation.
Someone wanted to commit violence, so here's violence.
No kidding.
I woke up today and I chose violence.
I feel like that's normal for you, though, Zach. Is that...
No.
No?
No.
You don't decide to go onto your rooftop every day and just scream to the heavens why?
Violence.
And try,
Just
try to
scream to
fight
the
them?
heaven. Stop making me laugh! I gotta draw a fucking quick ass skeleton.
Skeleton.
Yeah, I'm drawing a little skeleton real quick.
Little man.
Oh, little
All right,
boy.
just in time.
All
You should
right.
do
right, let's
whatchamacallit, do it yourself.
Before,
Just
hang
don't
on,
do
don't play
auto
it yet. I
so
need
you
to get my
can,
food. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I would
Give
say
me like
do it
5
yourself.
seconds.
Okay.
By the
I'm
way,
gonna-
Zach, so we can have comedic timing if we need
Okay,
it.
I'll set it to manual. Voiceover is off, obviously, and we're starting from the beginning. Okay.
So
I know
Theta,
Adrian's
how is
getting his
your
thing.
drawing career now? You think you're gonna be good at it?
No.
No.
Damn.
In fact, I think I've gotten worse since we started playing this.
Show? Oh,
I
manual.
can't wait.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. So yeah, we just wait.
All right, I'm
till-
back.
He's back.
So this is my first one.
Okay,
Oh.
that's where it started. I see.
Oh! Oh,
Nice.
He
God.
gets a little crazier.
he gets really crazy.
And there's a guy in there.
Oh god.
It's just a little guy.
It's just a little guy, and then he chomps
No, he's
back.
dead.
And he's dead.
You ate him. Oh, you should have
And
had
here's-
blood seeping from the mouth.
Wow,
That
guys,
would've
this is
been
good. Nice job,
5
everyone.
frames. Let's go.
That's incredible.
Technology's incredible.
Technology's incredible, you guys. All right, let's see. Oh, this was
I knew
Theta's.
Oh yes.
See, Theta, I was right. It was you.
Oh, I hope you like the ending that I did for this, because I was the last one
Oh.
for this one.
The boat
it's
slipped because
dripping.
that's not actually water. It's just a weird ground.
It's ice.
Oh.
Woo!
All right. I believe my next one I took it a little bit further than I should have.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I thought that
Well,
was just a
I
rock
tried
in
to
the
make
water.
a big finish for it.
What the fuck is this?
It's
It's
the
the guy. He's
guy.
the captain. His fucking ship sank, and there's a shark fin chasing after him. There's thunderstorm.
Oh,
Damn,
that's the.
rest in
Oh,
peace.
okay. Because
His
he
ship
never
was
had
rent
a
asunder
hat.
by the lightning.
He never had a
He
hat
just developed
prior.
a hat.
Gave him one.
Yeah.
That's
He
his-
got one in the ocean.
Look,
He got one
it's a
when
pretty good animation for a bit, and then he just randomly shows
Look,
up.
it just looks like him doing a backflip and then just
He's doing a sick backflip.
I like the shark getting struck by lightning for a second.
he's dead.
All right, let's see. What's the next one? All right, Saba's was. Oh, you were the one who did this.
It was you.
That's how
Hey,
you
I'm-
think you hold a sword?
Yes.
Yeah, you hold it. You
This
hold it
is
like
just
you're
this-
a
this is
gecko, and
just
it's
this
stuck to
kind
your
of
Trying
hand.
to fix this. Hang on.
This is Sir Sticky Fingers. Oh, this was Adrian who did this. I knew it.
Who else would it be?
All right.
Suddenly in this animation,
there you
armor
go.
was developed.
Alright. You just recreated his drawing.
It was a spell.
And why does
It
sword
was the
turn black?
spell.
I
And
couldn't
then-
tell what color it was in the overlay. Like it was really hard for me to tell.
Are you guys ready for the final frame?
Sure.
Oh,
Let's
God.
see it.
Oh my god.
Oh, there's a skeleton. Okay. He just becomes more detailed over time.
Suddenly more developed and turns his head in a person.
His face
and,
gets really scary as he turns his head.
This is actually really funny.
I just
Oh
like
my
how,
God.
as the drawing goes on, he starts actually gripping the sword.
It turns.
It's like someone
Yeah,
threw the
throw
sword in
someone
front of him and he
through.
caught it.
Little did you. That's exactly what I was planning, Adrian. How did you know?
All
Nice.
right,
There.
let's see.
I went very simple.
This person
Oh,
pushing
I
a ball
fucked
down a hill.
immediately.
Yeah.
Oh, this.
Immediately
this
I
one.
fucked this up.
Oh shit, my death sphere.
No, not the death sphere.
which then I then took Adrian's thing and I made the death sphere.
It looks like a volleyball now.
Yeah, just wait. You say that, Grant.
No.
No.
The ball.
He make his tears turn into mini death spears.
Oh, what
there's
the
two
hell
of
is a
them.
second ball?
That was the plot twist. Was I brought a second one?
It was a second
Oh
ball.
my god.
Also, I didn't
I'm
realize
really
it was
upset
going
because this
forward.
is-
I thought it was going to the guy on top of the hill, like it was being
Oh.
thrown. I guess
I
I
was
was
like-
being stupid.
Oh,
I was like, well, what? The ball's going backwards.
The death spear.
So this is I'm going to assume that this probably is not going to play very well as an animation, but this is a pretty good comic.
That's true. Also, he turned into a weird fishman at the end.
It's true.
It'd be
I'm
like
really, I'm really
Well,
upset that the
I
death
didn't know
sphere
how many
didn't
frames we were
explode
gonna
at
do,
any
but I wanted
point.
him to tumble down the hill. Like my idea
Oh, you
was
wanted him
that
to
he
fall.
threw it so hard that he was gonna fall.
I'm really
Okay.
upset that I started the explosion and then fucking 3 frames later it still hadn't detonated. In fact, a second explosive entered the scene.
Oh my god! I thought it was just a baseball.
No, I was trying to do the
A
thing
really
where it looks like the
comically
ball is
large
like
baseball.
Oh, that's pretty good. That's a
Big
that's a
ol'
I like
baseball.
look at the guy at the top of the hill. He's like breakdancing.
Or he's smashing his face into the ground. That's also something else I see.
The guy's also crying pretty good. Like it turned out pretty good.
All right.
Guys, I think we're legit.
See, I knew
freaking knew it. I knew it. You know what? I told you Zach choose violence.
Listen, the guy's wearing a mask. There's plausible deniability there. It's
There's
not
plausible
necessarily
deniability
Zach.
that it's not me.
No,
But
I
the problem,
recognize that hair. I
but the-
recognize that hair
that's
perfectly.
not even what my hair looks like anymore. But
It's so long.
unfortunately, I'm not as good of an artist.
Oh my
I like how you
God.
exaggerated your humpback. You were like camelback.
Oh, my hair turned to gold.
Why was Saba colon peeing?
Because she's screaming. Oh, I fucking bonked the shit out of Saba.
You want to know where this ends?
Oh,
Oh
my
God!
I told you someone chose violence.
Unmasked.
I
Reveal.
Chose
Oh my
violence.
god.
This is gonna look insane. Oh, it's swinging so slow.
Straight up Mickey
That's
Mouse.
how monstrously heavy.
Zach's fucking shark fin back like lumps out.
I'm downloading
that
this.
is
That's
the
really
demon inside
funny.
of him, Adrian, trying to get out.
What?
That's
That is the demon inside him, trying to
Oh
get
my
out.
god, that's so
Saba
funny.
slowly turns to the camera.
Hey.
Saba looks in the camera like The Office.
Like, help.
I like to imagine like, well, this shit again.
Well, that was more fun than I thought.
That was
good.
great. Do you guys want to just do animation again?
It takes so long.
Let's do
But
some of
it's
the other
really
ones.
good. Yeah, that's a really
Go,
good payoff.
go
the
on
other
to
one.
another one, Zach. We could always come back. We're
Okay,
doing things for the first time.
Icebreaker.
Movie. Create animations using ×2 more turns.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my
I'm
god.
just joking. Icebreaker. Let's do that.
All right, everyone, come up with a question that you want to ask everyone else.
Oh,
Write a sentence.
So you
This
ask
is
a question,
right,
everyone has to draw their answer to it.
Is that how this works?
Yeah.
Wait, you have to what?
You have to ask a question and everyone has to draw their answer to it. So, like, for example, what's an embarrassing moment? Everyone has to draw their moment or whatever.
Oh, okay.
You
This
know,
is
I
gonna
want
be-
to
this is
see
gonna
what
be a little
people
bit of a-
think about this. But this is this? It says write a sentence. It's not necessarily just a question, or
Well, it's a prompt that everyone has to draw their own unique response to, basically. But question is
well,
simpler.
luckily, even if no one has seen this person, they can still guess what this is.
This is unfortunately a little bit of an inside joke, but hopefully Theta will be able to play along. Having a gamer moment. Oh shit, how am I gonna draw this? I know exactly what I need to draw, but I don't know how.
this is.
I think
This is
mine
very
is somewhat of an
strange.
inside joke as well. I'm hoping I'm expecting something good. Let me see here.
I feel like if I was a better artist, then me drawing this would cause me to trigger my own phobia.
I'm sorry that you got my prompts.
Luckily, I don't think I can draw well enough that it's gonna be a problem, but we'll see what happens.
It's like a spider.
Oh, I just remembered Zach has facial hair. That's the detail I keep forgetting that he has.
I do have facial hair, it's true.
Oh, Adrian. I think you got mine. I'm expecting big things, Adrian. Big things.
Well, we're all gonna get everyone else's prompts, so we're all gonna get our turns eventually.
I'm hoping this is acceptable. I'm doing.
It's so quiet. Everyone's concentrating
Why are you talking?
for content.
Talking. That's so good. I drew myself like Elvis. This fucking...
Oh, did we all get the same one?
No.
no.
This is not. I'm pretty sure you're not drawing what I'm drawing. Especially if Zach's name came up.
Zach's name did come up.
Then it's not what I'm drawing.
What's your first memory of Zach? And it's Grant being upset that I don't remember. my first time.
It's a picture. It's Zach with an empty thought bubble,
Fuck,
and then
I gotta
Grant
write
next to you
text.
being like mad.
Exactly.
30 seconds. Hopefully this will... The moment that I'm drawing here will be conveyed properly, because it's really hard to draw. There's a lot of detail.
There is like irony in what I'm drawing. I hope,
This is a
It's
very recent
understandable.
moment that I'm depicting here, but we won't see it until the end.
How did you get banned from stream? How did I get banned from stream?
Yeah.
I'm gonna draw a very inaccurate like flapjack caricature right now.
Why is it gotta be something that's realistic, man? Gosh, I don't even know if this. Wow, this makes it look 10 times scary. I guess that worked.
Oh no.
Oh wait, never mind. He didn't say that. He
Oh, no.
said, "Can I
Help you. Oh god. Thank
Why
god
have you done this
found
to
out
me?
Control Z, Saba.
Thank God I'm
I
a
have
gamer. See,
screwed
that's what
up.
they call a true gamer. Okay.
That's true.
This is sad.
And then that moves
That's
into
just sad.
this. If I can get this right, I can have a pretty decent joke.
This is kind of hard to like read, but I mean, I guess this is metaphorically correct.
Man, they don't have like the right color purple.
Oh no.
Wow, what type of purple? Tell me the specific color name, because I see that like guys.
What
can
what
do
are
this
you,
quite well.
Sherman Williams?
Is it
Alright, got it.
eggplant? Is it?
No.
Nailed it.
I don't want to run out of time. No.
Too late.
Oh, time!
Oh, I think I got it.
What the fuck is
The
this?
length
God.
of Zach's current hair!
I'm glad you like that, Zach.
It's true. I don't think I can't even think of like the last time on Snap that I sent like a selfie or anything. So I don't think anybody knows how long my hair is.
So, did everyone who did a gamer moment did like a real life gamer moment? Are we gonna explain our gamer moments?
I think we're gonna explain. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna explain this game. This is the epic gamer moment. Okay. It is.
Mama says 2 N-words. She makes a new one up.
This is
she comes up with the new N-word so powerful that the ACLU immediately arrives at her house.
oh my
Oh my
god.
God.
And they give her a gamer certificate.
You did
Yeah.
it. Congratulations.
I don't fucking know what I'm supposed to do for this one, so I'm just going with it, man.
Oh my god. You know the one thing that's still hard to do, even like as an adult.
No, everything's easy for me.
Well,
Apartment
Adrian, I'm not
complex.
you, okay? I still have to try my best, okay?
Oh.
It's drawing freaking stars. Stars are still difficult.
What kind of stars? Like actual stars, or like 5-pointed stars, or what?
Like the 5-point. You know, as like a kid, they teach you like the 5-point, you know, method. of, like,
Really?
drawing
That's hard
stars.
for you?
I freak.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. Why you?
Oh
why
my
you
God.
making fun of me? Okay.
Normally, I'm the
Because
one
your
that shits
struggles
on
aren't-
Saba.
Because your struggles aren't valid, Saba. Everyone knows that. No.
Wow.
Oh my
You
God.
guys are so supportive.
Jesus.
Correct.
Don't you know that there are kids starving in Africa and you're complaining about not being able to draw a 5-pointed star? It's ridiculous.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, I spent so much time.
This is. I just went with whatever for this prompt.
This should be like they should do this at Cogswell, like at the like for freshmen, where they're like, "Hey, you trying to figure out what you're doing? Here, let's play like 8 rounds of Gartic Phone, and you will know exactly whether or not you ever want to draw ever again."
Oh,
Oh
man.
no.
Oh, I got this one.
But what would I do if I was a bad person?
I don't know, what would you do normally?
I knew
Jesus
you were gonna make
Christ.
that joke. You bad person. Oh, I have something perfect. Thank you, Zach. You gave me inspiration.
Oh, fuck.
Thank you. This is all thanks to you, Zach.
Shit. I like the... This is the last round, so everybody's already seen this, but I like the prompt, a bird, if it was real.
You're welcome.
That's
Oh,
pretty...
It was,
fuck,
though.
I just realized how hard this is gonna be to draw. Hang on.
No,
Oh, that's like inadvertently like a inside joke as well. The bird one. Which
Is it?
which is quite impressive. Yeah, you guys don't remember our bird conversation?
Isn't that just like internet humor?
Well, we had it, so there's a difference between not having it and then like that's understanding what we were talking about.
I don't understand what you're talking about right now.
Are you speaking English, Zach?
Who?
Do you exactly? Okay. I think we all understand credibility here.
Oh, you know what would be silly? This bird had a fucking microphone sticking out of its head. Crazy.
What if birds were real, though? For, like,
What if birds were real?
honestly.
Have you ever seen a bird? I haven't.
Same. Birds,
This is-
birds
this
aren't
And
real.
I
is,
lived in New England.
This was the day I finally snapped.
Imagine if New
because
England was real.
Zach has muted me for the last time.
You want me to? I will.
I mean, you want to see what my picture is?
Is that the gamer mode? There you
No,
go.
it's not. No, the gamer moment was a legit gamer moment. It was not on stream. Or with you guys. But I still...
Oh, I didn't see
I
that.
deserve a trophy.
Theta, your message for subscribing for 3 months with good luck balloons.
Yep.
That's you realize that's gonna be like associated with your account through my Twitch forever now, right? Because the last one was listen, and that whenever
Yeah.
I click on your username, it just says listen. All right, let's see. So my prompt was what's the gross for?
What's the gross for?
What's the gross for?
Was that in reference to when you were kind of trying to get me to do bench topics and I started listing internet
Data,
conversation
you would work
starters?
real well
So-
with Lawrence.
so I'm
Guys
about to
will both
say-
just stay away from the spider.
you and Lawrence are kindred spirits. Nah, so the prompt was more or less a reference to, it was like a YouTube video that we saw a long time ago, and Lawrence was doing he had to like record
yeah.
something for his speech for like a speech.
You told the story.
and
yeah.
literally at the exact second while we're all in the car when he starts recording it, I just go, "What's your fare?"
Yeah, and then he laughed. I had to redo the entire fucking thing.
It's really good.
True.
Oh my god!
Loneliness. Holy
Oh.
god.
That's a really good drawing.
That's a really good
Yeah,
and very
it's
sad.
Very
There's not much to
evocative,
say
That's a
about
very
that.
that's a
but
very
yeah.
powerful drawing.
very poignant and puissant. What?
Oh right, because
Oh.
Grant, you're right.
Oh
you
my
should you
God.
should
So
have
your-
scenery in this
you
Your
should have
greatest
drew
fear
me
is
up.
Zach's greatest dream.
Exactly. You should have drawn me on the other side, like fucking bursting into tears with happiness.
I hope you can get the context of this location.
What the fuck?
It's
Is
like
it you
under a
dying
highway.
homeless under your highway?
Yeah,
Why are you green?
because I'm dead as hell.
Sick.
Like, very dead. I'm so dead and also
That's
That's
homeless.
super
That's a
dead.
pretty
Not
big
wrong.
fear. All right, what was Theta's? A bird if it was real, right? Yes.
That was
I think.
one.
I hope the irony is.
Haha, we did same joke.
That's
We all
great.
did same joke.
I didn't do the same joke. I did a
I like
Oh.
I like the TV antenna on its head.
I got stumped, so I just drew a night.
Oh my god.
Well, I did end up doing the same joke.
Great.
Same joke. Let's go.
I tried to
Yeah,
draw a
those are real
cardinal.
birds,
Cardinals
right?
are hard to draw.
Yeah, those are real birds.
They look
Those
like
are real
birds
birds.
to me.
Those are
Yeah, hell
absolutely like
yeah.
birds. You know how birds are made out of sheet metal, riveted
Yeah.
sheet metal. All right.
I had a friend whose mom constantly believed that birds only had one leg and that was it. They never had two.
I can't wait to see what people say to this.
The current length of Zach, or the length of Zach's current hair.
I
That's
hope you like
pretty
mine, Zach.
accurate. That's pretty accurate.
I hope you
Yeah,
like this one.
Holy shit.
That's really good.
All right, that's my new profile icon.
Pretty long.
Pretty long me. I wanted someone just to draw a straight up lion. That's what I.
Milo.
Ruler.
So say that
super
to loop you
good.
in.
You don't realize
really good
actually
ruler.
Zach is at the. You can't even see Zach. He's just at one end of the ruler. Okay.
That's my favorite
He's just like
ruler. It goes
So-
1, 2, 3,
so Theta,
mile.
yes, 1, 2,
Mile.
3 mile. So Theta, to loop you in a little bit, I have been growing my hair out since quarantine with the intention of eventually donating it. So it's presently sitting at somewhere around like 10 inches long, and that's like the joke is that everybody still thinks I have like short hair.
I donated 2.5 feet of hair when I was younger.
Fucking excuse
Oh my
you.
God,
How long did it
nice.
take to
Wow.
grow that?
A long time, many years. But I was also in a metal band.
2.5 years, actually.
I had
Oh,
a
okay,
good
that
cover
makes
up.
sense.
Metal
Yeah.
band, that's sick.
That's
All
so
right,
cool.
let's see
What'd
what
you play?
what Grant's was. Oh,
Okay,
sorry.
these will be good stories.
No, Grant. No. Grant is bantering.
Oh no, I was just asking what would you play
Oh, I
in
play
the metal
guitar.
band? Fuck yeah, dude.
But now I don't play metal anymore. I play like fingerstyle acoustic stuff.
You get along with Lawrence.
It's a shame Lawrence isn't here on the day that Theta decided to.
Remember this very recent moment?
That's a really good drawing of yourself.
Thanks, man.
I'm
I
like,
can
yeah,
see
that's
the
it.
jacket.
Yeah, I was saying, I'm like, yeah, that's Adrian. Also, I really like how my facial hair is not attached to my face.
That's
I was
like
more
the
concerned about your
cartoon.
eye not being attached to your face, but I mean, if you're
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh no! Poor guy. He just wanted.
He didn't
I-
get banned.
I know, but I just thought it would be funny. now he's here forever. What
What
the
the fuck is this?
censored.
Oh.
It's like Pixar.
That's
Okay.
pretty good.
I was like, that's a very clever solution to answering the problem, but I had no idea what the fuck was happening. I thought you were hacking my computer.
No, I can't draw, so I just drew censored.
No!
What?
I told you, Zach has muted me for the last time.
You have chosen violence.
Good.
So
This is what would happen if you know.
Oh, I didn't actually save Adrian's drawing to make it my new profile picture. My bad.
You
I think you
fool.
can you can click on any of the players on the side. I think can it? No, at the end it lets you go back through them though.
Okay, I'll make
Okay,
sure to
we need
grab it.
explanations of
Alright.
these gamer moments. We
Having
don't
a gamer
understand them.
moment. This is me slamming my fist on the desk and shutting off my computer multiple times.
Nice.
Okay.
Me dreaming about being Twitch partner, but I ran out of time trying to draw the check mark because I was so pissed that there's no purple.
Why are you so
Oh,
why are you so
okay, okay,
small
I
in the frame?
Because I wanted to draw way more, and then I just totally ran out of time.
And it took you that long to be like purple.
Yes.
Purple.
Because I was like pissed about trying to pick the color purple.
You were having a gamer moment about not finding purple.
So your
Yeah,
gamer your
true.
gamer moment is wanting to be Twitch partner. Understood?
Yeah.
Is wanting to be purple.
Oh, and I saw Sama. I saw
okay,
Sama
no,
trying to do
you-
the 5
you
star.
should- you
That was
should
really
understand.
good. You did
You
very
should
well.
understand, me winning this game was beyond all odds. Like I had to not only, because this is Mario Party, I had to not only like teleport to one specific opposing pair. I had to then also like roll a 10 as well. And I did both of those things to
Gamer.
ultimately win the game. I was
What
the Mario.
Party?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. Was it 4? Maybe I'm not sure. It was a long time ago. But it was a god.
I
That
thought
one's self-explanatory.
I thought gamer moments were supposed to be the, or maybe I'm thinking of a heated gamer moment specifically. Never mind.
I mean, hey, all of them count. All of them count.
These are all new.
No gamer moment.
These are all
Mine was
new
a
gamer
successful
moments.
gamer moment.
Saving this real quick.
Dude, but I still love your greeted pick. It's literally you, Zach.
It's not.
It is. Just
is.
look
not.
at it. It is.
Totally is.
All right. Icebreaker was fun.
Yeah, that was neat.
There's another one that's on the default, like a default list. There's 2 more actually. One's called Secret. All actions are a mystery. Drawings and sentences are hidden during the game. And Try Your Best, also known as Score. You score a hit every time you keep the meaning of sentences and drawings.
I don't like the idea of being scored because I feel like it takes sort of like puts a little bit too much pressure on you to
Yeah.
That
perform
makes
well.
sense. So now we can't see what we're doing.
Oh, great.
Oh my freaking god. You can't even see what you're typing.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I spelled this incorrect. Actually, no. Let me take a second. Let me take a second to make sure I spelled this correctly.
I think I spelled that right. I'm putting in my password. Now you all know.
Zach's credit card information? What? Did you
No.
Where's the reveal
Like,
password button?
information.
Oh god, and I have to draw this without seeing anything.
Why is the
Oh my
background
God.
black now?
Because it's covering everything. You can't see anything.
Oh, I get it now. Okay.
Okay, I got it.
Oh, you can see like
There's a little
silhouette as you
ghost.
draw. That's kind of
Ah. It's not gonna help in the long run, but that's really cool.
Oh, that is. Oh no, I completely forgot if I drew the thing in like one go or no.
If you can do that like drawing challenge where you do the whole thing in a single line, it'd be really good.
You're good.
Okay, I think I did it.
Maybe.
This is as
Oh, I'm an idiot.
Jesus.
I didn't put anything that had to do with the other like half of this prompt.
well, I forgot what a certain animal looks like. That's not embarrassing. You know, I'm just gonna pray that this erases what I am, like the area.
The big brain play is to use the Gartic phone logo as a guideline.
Oh.
That's
That
what I
is
tried to do.
brain.
I did forget immediately though where I put stuff.
Damn.
The thing is, it doesn't also erase. Okay, I'm gonna give up.
I'm going.
Now that's winter talk, Java.
I'm going to give up.
I have done enough.
Ooh.
After this, I'm gonna head out because I'm also very hungry and want to eat. But if we're still doing stuff by the time I'm done eating, I might rejoin.
Okay.
Cool.
I mean, you'll get
got some
live
loading
music
music.
apparently. Yeah.
Yeah, we got loading music.
Thank you, Theta.
Wait, is this copyrighted music?
Well, I'm playing it, so.
But is it copyrighted music?
Are you
Playing it on the
copyrighting?
guitar. I'm not playing it through the
Copyright
speaker.
I can't believe this.
I like how despite not being able to see the actual letters, it still tells me when something's spelled wrong.
Does it?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
That's funny.
You know, it almost feels like I'm writing in like Morse code.
What the fuck? Oh no.
Oh! Wow, this is actually really nice. I understand what you mean now, Adrian.
How the hell am I supposed to draw? Okay.
It's real easy. You just take your mouse
Nope.
and okay. Oh no, no, come back. Don't do this to me. No! I was still on the wrong one. I have to make it really small.
Oh shoot, I fucked up. But I don't know where.
Can you just start again? That is the question.
Never. I've made my bed. It's time to lay in it.
You know what? I am so confident in this drawing. I'm gonna say it's done already.
Wow.
Could you imagine doing secret plus knockoff where we have to like recreate the drawing over and over?
Oh god.
That'd be so good.
I pray that this makes sense.
All right, I tried my best.
Yeah, I'll just.
What the fuck? All right, I'm about to get Zach banned with this description.
No.
Oh no.
Dang, my sentence is too long.
This is a very good drawing, considering that you could not see what you were doing.
Does it perhaps have to do with somebody being afraid?
No.
All right, let's see
No.
this.
All right, let's see.
Oh.
I look forward to seeing. All right. So my
Who's that?
prompt was return to monkey. I
Okay.
should have put the
Spelled
Y.
it wrong.
I shouldn't have put the Y at the end. I know.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh. Zach
Wait, it
making
shows you
monkey
just like
noises
you were
as
erasing.
usual.
Huh, that was me attempting to erase. Yeah.
Wow, that's
Ooh.
weird that it shows you that.
This sounds like a monkey. Trust me. Ooh.
Ooh.
Recreating the sound a monkey makes. Yeah.
Close enough. I like my. Ooh.
It wasn't too bad.
Ooh.
That was rude.
Having an existential crisis.
I knew that we were going to be drawing blind, so I was like, this is like the most brutal prompt for
It
blind.
looks like it's coming out of his armpits.
Yeah, he's sweating. Crying because we're playing Gartic phone.
Now I
True.
may have cheated.
Hey! You
Those
get
don't look like faces at all, or eyes even.
Gartic phone spout.
I was gonna say Gartic phone coom.
Coom.
Okay. Next
See,
one.
Gartic cool.
crying requires a face, Adrian, and you know.
Zach is a real
it's-
squirrel. Why
I
can't
hope I did well on this. I tried.
can someone else do? Can someone else be the the target of a prompt at some point.
No one else knows what each other look like.
Look at this.
Look, that's great.
Nearly blind chipmunks hoards a single acorn.
Oh, I read chipmunks.
Oh, that's what these are supposed to be.
Oh my
I thought it was brown sheep pouncing on a log.
You know what? Fair.
Now that
Wait,
you
what?
mention it, I can see where their tails are supposed to be, so it makes a lot more sense. But
What part of any of that?
they look like
Right.
fluffy bodies with like their little
Like,
tail.
why is the first thing you jump to brown sheep?
Because they look like little brown sheep. They're like
How
fluffy
many, how
and
many
weird.
brown sheep have you seen in your
What? Brown sheep are real? Maybe.
Maybe.
They're
Hey.
real in his dreams, you know?
Achieving gamer enlightenment.
Wait, I didn't. Oh, never mind.
Oh, is that?
That's real good.
I'm
I
glad. That came out a lot better than I thought. I can't believe I even missed the arm with like the glowing bits. The king of Mario
No.
Party.
I was very
Saba?
specific with this one.
Dude, yeah.
Wow.
That drawing is so good.
really,
That
that's
was the
really
one I
good.
was talking about.
Waluigi being
Waluigi.
Waluigi. That's really
Okay.
good.
Yeah, that is true, yeah.
I like my impressionist Waluigi.
The next one is guide. Strong guy draws sword and stone from pedestal. Oh, I understand. Okay, because my prompt was scared to draw the sword from the stone,
Oh.
and I drew that.
He's just like, oh, that's
Looking
some
away.
hand
Got a
that guy
scarecrow
has.
claw.
He does have a scarecrow claw. That's true. Trying to pull the sword from the stone, but sweaty.
Sweaty.
Oh, that's really good. Yeah.
There's a
pretty
limit to
good.
the sentence, so I
like
couldn't
all- I
do.
like
Tried to
all
pull
of
the sword
these.
from the stone, but was scared to do
Alright.
so.
I'm fucking starving because I haven't eaten all day, so I'm gonna go eat now. See ya.
I'm gonna boot you.
Later, Adrian.
Bye, Adrian. All right. What we got? We got speed run. Your clock is your enemy. Try to finish all of your actions before the time runs out.
God damn.
Movie is the animation but longer. Sandwich. Start writing and keep drawing until the end. Finally, describe the last drawing.
I think sandwich is the same as normal, but instead of alternating between sentence and drawing, it's just sentence and then a bunch of drawings and then sentence.
Ah, okay. So for us, it'd be exactly the same because we have 4 people.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
I don't know. You guys want to do another round of knockoff? The one where we had to draw faster and faster?
Sure.
Sure. Now that I understand that the time you spend looking at it counts against you.
Hmm. Okay. Oh, never mind. Oh, you know what? I don't even need to use an eraser. 'Cause
I don't ever know what to do.
Same.
I'm gonna take a page from Grant's book, and I'm gonna try to encourage a drawing that has like big primary shapes, so people have something that they can latch onto. Primary colors and shapes.
Oh, this is actually going to be interesting. Okay. I kind of want to do the animation one again.
We could definitely do that one again. That was a lot of fun. Oh, I should probably if I'm doing big drawings, I should probably use them.
I do like that with the animation one that like after the first round it's like tracing and I can at least trace mildly reasonably.
That's super fair.
Good point.
I feel that on a spiritual level, yeah. See, I feel like this first one gives us like way too much time. So I'm like hoodwinked in the second one where I'm like, you know, it's only a little bit of time that's reduced. No, it's freaking a lot.
I'm about to say it's like less than half on the second round. Pretty intense.
Indeed.
I made a character here and I like him.
I wish that white was like actual white instead of like the background color.
Yeah.
It really bothers
True.
me that like if you want to make something white, you can still like see the Gartic logo in the background.
See here.
There we go.
Since we allow writing in this,
Oh no.
who are you knowing?
You done?
You. Because you know that the text is going to be vaporized by phase 3, right?
It's okay. It's not that much tech. I'll be excited to see what people
Although writes
make
a
of this.
novel.
As it's been currently stated before, I'm not creative, so this is not an idea, but simply a throw up of something.
I like my character. I'm gonna name him.
Wait,
Joffrey.
what is, I have time. Hello, this is Dawn speaking. How may I help you?
I've called to make a complaint about Obo-Stream.
I see. How may I assist you with that complaint, sir?
Well, you see, they didn't talk during Gartic phone, and frankly,
Despite saying that this was going to be a chill stream.
Despite saying this is going to be a chill stream and a banter stream, so frankly, I'm appalled
Tomorrow-
and disgusted by the actions.
Tomorrow we are 1000% playing tower defense. Or Balloon's tower defense instead, because at least that'll be just me playing it, so everybody else can just focus on talking. Like now that Theta's in the Discord channel, you can see that we have like, I don't know, like 40 banter topics that we were supposed to get through, and we got through 0. Oh, fuck you, whoever drew this.
Oh my.
I know who you are.
Oh no.
I know whose you are.
I know who you are, and you
I
should be
know
ashamed
what
of
say you
yourself.
are.
Oh shit, I forgot.
Okay, there's that. There's all of this jazz there, and then good entertainment. That's what we're trying to provide. Is it happening? I don't know.
Wait, the eraser covers up the Gartic phone logo. What the heck?
Well,
Does
when
it
you let
really?
go, it comes
Wow,
back,
it's
right?
Inception.
Oh, it does come back. You're right.
Yeah.
That's weird.
No!
Oh my god, we're almost already done. Holy shit. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
God bless whoever did this. Thank you, sir. This is so much easier to do. Oh, I just got rid of it. God bless the geometrical shapes.
Hey, Grant. What
Yo.
color is the bullseye usually?
It goes black, then blue, then red, then yellow in the middle, I believe.
I can't believe I remembered that! Dude, that's
Oh my God.
incredible. I'm so proud of myself for remembering. Oh, right. We have like 6 seconds to do this.
Yeah.
Cheating. I'm using geometric shapes. And now I'm gonna.
I like what I did. This one's kind of cute. I don't know what it is, but sure.
Fuck.
Yeah. All right.
right.
Well then.
You guys ready?
Yeah.
Man, that's so quick and stressful. All right.
Once we get in it.
My initial one was Bubba Gubba.
So that was yours.
Bubba Gubba. And Grant tried to. There you go. That's pretty good. Theta then did. He made the Pepsi logo, but on a turtle.
Hell yeah.
See logo.
Nice.
And then it turns into like a turtle.
This is Squidward when
Pepsi
this is
turtle.
Squidward when he's yelling. All right, let's see what Theta's was. It was you,
Oh
you
my
son of a bitch.
God.
Well, guess what?
That's
no color for you.
Yeah. Guess what? No top for you.
What?
Yeah.
It's a 4x4.
No, it's a 5x4 Rubik's Cube.
Well, guess what?
So Saba,
It's also the same.
I'm assuming that Theta might have done this as well, but I used the square tool multiple times
Yeah.
to do the 3x3. All right.
Oh, yeah. Look, she got the top back.
It's like avant-garde Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
All right, Saba's was yeah. This is
This.
we got this.
Nice.
I ran out of time just trying to draw the Pac-Man.
We got this. And then
He closed his mouth.
Nice.
We
I
caught
like
him in
this.
between
It kind of
frames.
turned into like a movie frame. You see how like the black at the top
The
starts
top
coming?
of
oh
the-
yeah,
yeah.
cinematic
Aspect
framing.
ratio.
Yeah,
Here,
that's
here we
funny.
regress with how Pac-Man is formed.
All right, Gamer Boy. Oh, it was a skeleton.
I didn't have time.
Oh,
I
because
drew
it
this
very
big
quick.
and-
Yeah, it very quickly
Yeah.
turns into a.
I forgot completely what a bullseye looked like. I just did circles and.
Hey, it's all right.
Hey, we still
Yeah.
got it.
We simplified it to the point where like it was basically 6 shapes. That's pretty good. Oh god. We take like a minute. My hands hurt. Like my shoulders and elbow have been like so tense this entire fucking time.
I feel like we should do one more of this and maybe we can do something else.
What, for like the last hour?
Yeah.
What do you want to do for the last hour?
Oh no, we don't have people for that.
Perish.
Perish.
That does seem like a good thought, but you know.
I don't know. I did before Theta showed up. I did install Bloons Tower Defense 6, so we could do that.
We could get some banter in today.
Balloons.
Let's do
Balloons?
animation. Let's do one more round of animation. There's only 4 of us, so it's only gonna be a 4-frame animation, but and then we'll call it for the day for Gartic. Oh shit! I have to start. Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck, I have no idea.
Oh no.
He's laughing. I'm struggling. I'm struggling. I'm struggling
idea.
to draw a violin, and you're laughing.
I have a good idea.
Why is this so
Oh god, I don't know.
We're almost at halftime. Wait, this isn't. This is a guitar.
What?
I wanted to draw. I wanted to draw a violin, and I drew a guitar.
nice, dude?
Oh well. You know what? Let's give him some fucking giant fucking Banjo-Kazooie eyeballs. give people something to work with for the next frame. I wish instead of the timer, I wish it gave us like, or rather, in addition to the timer, like actual time.
Yeah, like a number or something.
Yeah.
I am referencing something. I hope whoever gets mine realizes what it is. Because no, why would I know that? How dare you say such a thing?
30 seconds.
I don't think that's right. I'm going just based off of memory about what this looks like.
The account that was on here being like, hey, can I join? I was bored, so I clicked on him. The account was created yesterday.
Spooky.
Ow.
Wow.
So maybe I was right.
I think we dodged a bullet there. Well, I mean, I don't want to be mean. Maybe it's a kid who just
Wanted to play the Gartic phone with streamers.
made their thing yesterday.
It's convenient though.
Super convenient.
I think I know why you can't use the fill tool.
Why?
Because I think if you use the fill tool, like I think if you don't use the fill tool and instead draw things in with the pencil, it makes the animations look more like alive. You know, like it's like the static effect in animation, where like
Oh, kind of like the Ed, Edd n Eddy
Well,
thing.
I
That makes
guess, yeah.
sense.
I can never tell what color this stuff is in the faded part.
I know. Because I'm like, is this gray or is this black?
It's a shade of something. I don't.
Cool.
As long as you get close enough, I don't think it'll matter.
Thank you, Saba.
The sun just blinks for a second, okay? It's okay.
All right, second frame done. Whew.
Wait, should I make this a different color? Ooh. This is exciting.
Also, Grant, I finally made
Yo.
a second tuna fish sandwich today.
Yeah.
And because remember how last time I was saying how like the recipe that I used gave
we
me
go.
way too much for 2 sandwiches.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'll make the same thing, but I'll make it 3 sandwiches this time, and then one of them I'll just put in the fridge. It was still too much for 3. It's like,
Yikes, I think you need to half that recipe, sir.
but the recipe calls for a single can of tuna. Like, am I supposed to untake it? Am I supposed to?
You're supposed to untake the tuna? Yes. You're
Yeah.
supposed to only open half
Oh,
of
look
it.
at this! Look at this little
What?
sushi cat.
I don't.
That's so
Oh,
cute.
Lord.
Oh my god.
I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know what I'm looking at.
Oh fuck! I have to actually draw this cat.
Do you know what the
No.
cat is, sir? Because that's a very specific cat.
It's Pusheen.
No.
It's Sushi Cat.
Oh Lord, it's over for me.
I don't know what it is, man.
It's the cat from One Piece. Not One Piece. Fairy Tale.
Is it? This cat looks really fat.
I don't
No.
know.
You're all wrong.
Are you sure? Because I'm drawing him really fat.
This is a nice thing. I like this dude.
Is it the violin?
It's something. It's a
I want the violin
Something.
to like mechamorph into like a drum. It's just, figuring out the in-betweens for that would be insane. Oh, that'd be a fun like Gartic like variant. You start with one drawing and a last drawing,
I
and
don't know
everybody
what
else
I'm
has to
looking
fill in
at.
between.
Okay. I
think it's
good.
good.
I done. We're 3 out of 4 people. Who's still drawing? Oh, we're done.
Beans.
Oh my god.
I see beans.
Brains.
I see beans. Oh, this is the last frame. Okay, so I gotta make this like.
What? Did someone want to continue? What am I even? What is this thing? I'm just gonna draw what I drew last time, I guess. Then there's just a random scene going on here.
I can't tell if you're talking about the thing that I've been doing, but you might be.
Oh lord. Maybe.
Has Theta been sabotaging everything?
It's something. Maybe he's thinking about food? I don't know.
No, never mind. That's probably not what it is then.
Oh,
But there's also something else happening here, but can't.
we have the technology to do bigger lines, so might as well use
This guy's not getting out of here.
it.
Oh dear, should I make this once again? Zach has woken up today and chosen violence situation?
You like all right. You instigate most of this.
Sure. Sure.
There you go. How about that? I have no idea if that's what you were going for with this animation, but I think it's neat. Could you imagine this with like 1,000 people? It's like 1,000
be
frames of
never
animation
ending.
by different
Studio.
people. I guess that is
It's
an
an
animation
animation
studio,
studio.
actually. Yeah, that's a good point.
You mean the entire industry, Zach? You know, the thing that,
No, that's different because that's like people like working like multiple on the same. Anyway, let's see. So my start was Guitarman.
Guitarman.
Theta took Guitarman.
it is the.
Oh, what the fuck?
What is that, Data?
Wait. It's like a what the fuck? It's like I don't know what that was. What is this?
Just you wait. I don't.
He's getting scared by it.
Wait, no, Theta. You didn't. Oh yeah, it's beans.
Whoop.
Or it's a
Little-
can of
little
Coke.
can.
There's the
I wanted to
beans.
make a can that you all could open and choose what comes out of it, so that way I didn't have to be.
Beans.
Well, it was
He
beans.
didn't have to be liable
That
for
went-
Oh no. Squish
that
the
looks like
beans.
almost like a face. Pretty good.
I like
That's
the
pretty
can
good.
getting crushed. That's not bad. Okay, let's see.
I'm excited.
Yeah, little cat.
Little cat.
If anyone has ever seen the little Kapoo cat,
Cat poo, yeah.
yeah, this was the little like, and it was the animation where he's riding on the little like scooter and he falls dead.
What the fuck?
What's happening?
It's taking over.
Oh, it's in
Theta,
everywhere.
Theta, you and your fucking fourth wall breaking narratives. Fuck you. Oh, I drew I drew the second frame for this. Yeah. It's like oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
You wanna
What's
know what
gonna
happens in
happen?
this frame?
What is this?
What's happening? No. He disarmed him.
It's just this guy that just like shows up and he's like, hey, what's going on over here?
That's why I was like, it looks a little bit like
You don't even
breakfast.
touch him. He just cuts
I
off.
like the cat.
The cat one was funny. I like that. Oh, well, that was Gartic phone. That was a good time.
That was Gartic phone.
Oh my god. Gartic Phone's a good game. This is like prime like
Nice
game night
PvP
material.
Yeah. You could have 14 people.
God,
Here we
could
go.
you-
This was the intended GIF, which I,
Oh
Right.
my god, he's dead.
He still dies. All right.
Well, thanks for letting me be a part of Gartic Phone.
No problem,
Thanks for
Theta. It
joining
was
me.
it was a
Gonna-
wonder to have you here.
hmm
I'm gonna go play Splitgate now.
All right.
have
Fun,
fun.
sir.
Good luck, everybody.
Ciao, ciao.
Goodbye.
That was delightful.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
take a bio break real fast.
Yeah, it's gonna take me a minute to get set up for other game anyway. So
Well, it's also 6 o'clock, so with that, it'll just be you and Saba.
yeah.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Hey. There we go. New game capture. Balloons. 6. Here we go. Come back over here. We turn off all these filters. Turn that off. Turn that off. There we go. Now I gotta change this. Properties. Widgets. Balloons. UD6. Yeah, that's fine. Balloons UD6. There we go. Oh, Scoozy. Go, category updated, transition.
Oh, did Grant leave?
Yes, it's 9.
It's true. I was like, oh, I forgot Grant leaves.
Yep. Alright, so it's just gonna be
This'll be-
us.
This will be such a good banter between two people.
Well, it's just conversation, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And theoretically,
I do-
theoretically, I don't know if Adrian's gonna come back, but
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I just wanted to include some of the other guys with like some of my banter topics at least, but we can always include them later.
we could just use some of the less some of the less impactful ones at the moment. Okay. Yeah, let's go. I have no intention of playing anything particularly difficult today, so I'm just gonna play.
Why did you put Splunky in where did you put the thing on air? Was it? You put
In
the
general?
Splunky 2 picture. Yeah, I was like,
Because that was basically just me saying like, hey, I think I'm gonna be playing it again.
okay,
Yeah, that's all.
you're going back.
All right. Standard. Okay. Let me look at banter ideas. So, I'm probably gonna have to explain this again, assuming that Adrian's not like listening. But I was thinking about the argument that we kind of had at the like towards the end of the last stream about mysteries and what counts as a mystery or not.
Okay.
Scoozy. I was thinking about it, and I realized that I was simply not convinced. Like, it was because essentially, normally I would just be like, okay, Adrian and Saba were just being like wackadoos. Like that's normally how I'd be. But you two very rarely, because it's not necessarily that you guys agreed with each other. It was that you guys both disagreed with my points, but in two different ways. So I was like, okay, this must be like a communication issue then. So I thought about it, and I realized that what I, in theory, actually meant to say about like mysteries need to have all of the stuff present in order to be mysteries. That's not true. That's obviously not correct. Because I was thinking about it, and like the Harry Potter books are mysteries, right?
Yeah, I can see that.
The Harry Potter books are definitely mysteries, and part of the mystery is the fact that you don't know that there's a basilisk underneath the bathroom. You know what I mean? Like that's part of the mystery, is that you just don't know things about the world, but it's still a mystery and it's still a good story, like including that. So in that case, what was I talking about? And that's why in the banter ideas, basically what I'm saying is that I think that there should be a secondary, like, tier above mysteries, which are narrative puzzles. And so,
are you sure it's like a tier above, or it's like a similar related genre?
I would say that mystery is the super category. So when I say above, I obviously value it more. But when I say above, I more mean that the super category is mystery, and within the super category of mystery would be narrative puzzle.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Yeah. Let's do quick shots. There we go. But yeah, so that's basically all I wanted to talk about with that particular banter topic, was just the idea that I wasn't really conveying my idea properly, less because the idea was not worth talking about, but more because like I was having difficulty figuring out what the hell I was talking about, I guess.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm like scrolling fervently up to try to find where we left off with this.
You mean scrolling fervently? It's like 2 scrolls.
Where was my last one? Because like it feels like okay. I want to quickly get this out of the way. My little Olympics banter topic. So did you watch any of the Olympics?
No.
Okay. So I feel horrible, like for the whole like kind of scenario that Japan was put in with this Olympics. Like I think they were screwed either way.
What, doing it or not doing it?
Yeah, the doing it or not doing it. Like they did it right, and on one end it was good for the athletes because they're like, we trained for this, like we can't miss like 2 years, you know. But it's bad because of the pandemic and stuff.
Obviously,
I ended up watching the opening ceremony, which obviously they had to scale back stuff, but I still felt it was kind of down to earth, and it was super, like it's super reminding. I was like, oh, Japan, like it's like, you know, it's like that phrase like you use when you're like, it's adorably weird Japan. And you should like see it. They did a whole section, Zach, where they had, they emulated the symbols for each category in real life using a real life person just dressed up in like a blue suit with like props.
Excuse
like it was
you. That's so weird.
Exactly. It was super funny. And they had like other moments where it had to do with like history and stuff, but I could tell, like you could tell it was way like scaled down. And I thought it was still endearing, right? But then like I come out, I think I heard somewhere where it was like China was like laughing at it because they're like, well, look at our like grand,
the Beijing
like
Olympics from a while ago.
Yeah, the Beijing. Yeah, look at our grand, like this is pitiful. And I was just like, you know, China, right? Like,
I do know China. That's true.
Yeah, it doesn't always have to be grand over the top, right? At one, it's better that it's not grand over the top because you're be endangering more people's lives. But like,
yeah,
two,
but
like,
what if it was grand though?
I know. What if it was grander? And I was like, oh, well, what? Even if it was small scale, even though I was like, Japan could have gone bigger, I thought it was still endearing what they did for the intro. And like I said, I feel bad because I think ultimately Japan was screwed for this Olympic Games. just because of the situation of the world. So you
Yeah.
should watch that segment, Zach.
What the
I'll
segment
post
of
it.
the? Sure.
Let me YouTube it for you.
Sure.
Japan Olympics opening ceremony icons.
You need night vision. There you go. I am now theoretically covered for everything for a bit.
So that's what I wanted to talk about the Olympics for. Just like how I felt bad for Japan and kind of like I thought what they did was endearing for what they had, like the cards they had
Were
in their
dealt,
hand.
yeah. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I do still.
Oh my God, Zach, it's amazing.
I
I'm
saw.
so sorry.
I saw the Beijing opening ceremony, like live on TV when it was happening in 2008, and it was pretty cool. So I'm not gonna lie.
No one's saying it's like not cool, but it's like it's like why are you in this time of the pandemic complaining that they didn't go bigger?
Well, because
Kind of.
that's all the Olympics are nowadays, right? It's just national. It's like a national dick measuring contest, so it kind of makes sense that they would just be
exactly
shitty.
what I'm saying. Like, one, they scaled it back for safety reasons, but like the stuff that they did, I thought was endearing, right? But like,
Yeah, but
I just
fuck
thought it was
you.
great. Thanks, Zach. This is such a good bit.
No, I know what I'm saying, like, but like, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like that's like how the world, I guess, would respond to this line of topic, where they most of the world would be like, so it was
Well, that's
dumb.
the thing, and that's why I said I think Japan like had a precarious situation, and I didn't hear any other countries' opinions. Like I only heard like China. I think this was China's opinion about like oh, you could have got like that was like not as good, you could have gone bigger and stuff like that. But okay, let me go back to banter ideas.
Any upgrades? Oh, you have a lot of upgrades. I never use you. Let's use a boomerang.
I'm gonna delete the short story about the passport issue because I don't even remember what that was about anymore.
Great.
I can't delete this, Zach. Why don't you let me do? Oh, I can delete it. Good. I'll just get rid of that altogether. Pollo. Okay, so I talked to Lawrence about this a little bit when we were talking off to the side about like Genshin.
Uh-huh.
And it's the idea of like, when does it become too much in a game? And that idea comes
What
on
is
to, like,
it?
That's what I'm explaining to you. Thank you. It being like system and mechanics within like a game. Like let's say Breath of the Wild has how about you let me talk?
Why don't you
I'll
just
fight you.
explain it faster?
I'm literally talking, you know, if you
Just
listen,
explain it
you
faster.
can-
Come on.
So Breath of the Wild has like, you know, cooking and the cold mechanic and the breaking of
And heat and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like those
A
things
lot.
are fine, right? Because I feel like it's a bit, but it's not like too much. But in my mind, it's like, well, when does like too many mechanics become like too much, or like depth of mechanic? Like, let's say, for example, there's like the breaking of equipment, right? And you have like strength of equipment, but it's like, well, also like crafting of equipment, and then like the materials of the equipment, and the rank of the materials of the equipment, and the sub rank of the materials of the equipment. It's like stuff like that.
Well, because Genshin Impact is it's like an MMO, right? Like that's how it functions.
I mean, you can play by yourself, but yeah, you can also play with other
I mean, you can
people.
play all MMOs by yourself too, but like the idea is that it functions as if it was an MMO.
You're
So
probably
it's
right, yeah.
so one of the reasons for that sort of like mechanic bloat is because of the necessity to like always make sure that there's something to progress towards, right? Because Genshin Impact, it's never gonna stop being updated.
Well, that's true, but it's like some of the systems that they have in place, it's not like they're going to change those systems. I was just thinking it's like well, it's interesting that they have a lot of systems. Like they have alchemy system, they have cooking system, they have weapon system, they have like artifacts. Like it's a lot, right? And in my mind, I'm like, it's quite interesting because in my mind, I'm like, well, when does it become too much for a player?
Never.
You think it honestly, like there will always be a person willing to play with like that many systems?
No, but
No?
no, like there's obviously like a level of complexity where people will just drop it because they're like, why? But the idea is that like take modern day League of Legends, right? Modern day League of Legends actually has a pretty notorious issue with new players because all of the different champions have their own unique mechanics that you have to like know how to fight, or else you'll just get dumpstered. You know what I mean? So like that's like an example of like how this sort of thing. So like the idea is that like the Genshin Impact stuff where the mechanics get like more advanced over time, that has little to no effect on people who are playing it on a regular basis because they already know the previous mechanic and it's just something new to learn. So I guess what I'm saying is that eventually the mechanical depth of the game will make it really hard to enter, but it won't make anybody leave. Does that make any sense? Is that what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
I think that's what I'm trying to say.
I can kind of see that because it's like it's quite interesting because I just said, like, once, I think Lawrence also said this, like, once you get into it and you understand it, then like you're fine, right? It's kind of like our conversation that we had with like board games that look complex. Like,
they look complex on the surface, but once
you
you get into it, it's like not that bad. Yeah.
Okay. Next one. It's called Why Die instead of like Faint.
Instead of feign, yeah.
Why is there murder?
It's usually a tone thing. I'm sure that you probably came up with this topic based on like Pokemon or something, right? Because like in Pokemon, you never kill anybody or any Pokemon; they always faint, right?
Yeah, or it's like, why is it that, okay, like shooting games, I gotcha, whatever, but like
it's a bullet, like you're not gonna stop, right? Like the bullet's not gonna not kill you, so it makes sense.
Like, what about like in terms of like, oh, you are hitting the guy, right? But why not we say like knocked out instead of like bleh, dead?
Why do we say it? I think it's like I said, I think it's a tone thing. I guess is like the only thing I can really think of to explain it, because it's like Legends of Runeterra, for example, has like this really interesting thing where initially when the game first came out, certain champions said certain champions had the thing where, hey, you should shoot the fucking balloons, please. Certain champions on their card text, it would say defeat an enemy, whereas other ones it would say kill an enemy. And the distinction between the two was whether or not the character was supposed to be like cute and fluffy.
Okay. Well,
Right.
well, this I can say I've been playing a lot of Genshin lately, so this I also related back to Genshin because in Genshin there are like more of like the monster guys, but there's also like people you can fight as well.
Yeah, you kill
And
them.
sometimes the
Murder
people,
in their
sometimes the people, like if you knock them out, they like end up on the ground and they like disperse, right? But then sometimes what they do is like, I think if they're standing up or they're not affected by something, they'll just throw a smoke bomb at their feet and like poof away. Like they're running away. And it's like, well, why one over the other? Like, is it because of like condition? Like, why not just have all of them just faint or poof away? Why like disperse into the ether or some of them?
Because, well, I mean, and we've already said this, right? But it's like it's very obviously because there is a distinction between the two.
Yeah.
You know, like there's a tonal difference. Like it's one of those things, and this is kind of a tangent, but it kind of ties in with what you're talking about, where there have been several times on stream where I'm looking for like a word and I ask for it, and or rather, like I'll say like a word and you guys will say a simile of that word, but I'm like, no, it doesn't mean the same thing, but it literally does because it's a simile, like by definition. The distinction between there that I'm getting, that I get at internally in my own brain, is the idea that words might have the same definition, but they definitely have different feels.
It's like connotations and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so you know, so like that's what I'm, so like that's what I get at sometimes when I'm thinking about that sort of stuff.
I think in this banter idea as well, like I feel as if, like preferentially, I see more like, is it easier just to have people die than to knock them out? Because it's like a lot of games that I see half the time, there is like, besides like Pokemon's the big like, oh, you just knocked out the other Pokemon, right? Almost all the other stuff I see is just like, it's almost like too much like worth the trouble to just have them like faint or get knocked out instead of just being like, oh, they just died. Like, I don't know if there's a
because
like
I think that
issue to it, or...
I think that comes down to a lot of like narrative decisions in terms of like, do you feel obligated to diegetically explain how a character faints but still disappears? You know what I mean? Like, did you play or did you watch anything from Metal Gear Solid 5?
No, I don't think so.
Long story short, they have a thing in that game called the Fulton airlift system. Basically, you get it as like a device, and if you could sneak up on a guy, you can clip a high altitude inflating balloon to his belt, and he'll just get shot up into the air and picked up by a plane. And that's a way.
That's really funny.
It's really funny. And that's like a way to defeat enemies without actually having to kill them.
Engage in combat and stuff,
right?
like that.
Without having to actually kill them. But the game still has the opportunity, like still gives you the opportunity to just murder people if you want. Now, why am I bringing this up? I bring this up because in Metal Gear Solid 5, the game obviously is running on PS4, so there's a very high limit to how many bodies you can have on screen. But on the very rare occasions that you do encounter a situation where you have more people than the game can handle, some people will just get Fultoned out of the environment. So that way the game doesn't have to render too many bodies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's an interesting point of
Continue
thought.
free play. Why not?
Let's see.
I also think it's funny. I know you're probably pronouncing it correctly, obviously, but I find it funny how you pronounce Genshin. Because I don't. Well, because that's that's the thing. I don't know. I would obviously defer. I would obviously defer to you as to which one is like the correct pronunciation or not. But it's just like, because in my mind it's just Genshin Impact. Like that's what I've always said.
Genshin. Yeah. I mean,
Genshin.
So this topic I may actually like.
Are we doing a different topic
wait
now?
to have more people. Yeah. It's just the food for thought. The why die instead of faint.
Thought for food.
You just my brain. You just said that, and my brain was like, "What?" And then
and then my brain turned off.
And then my brain turned off. Okay. You know of webtoons, right? You know what a webtoon is.
The online manhwa thing.
Basically, it's like where the smaller creators can like.
Yeah,
post
I keep
stories
getting advertisements for something called the Dragonfly. Either that or Big Mommy Milky want son to stay home all day is the other one that I get a lot.
I have no clue. I will definitely bring, because I know that Lawrence does reads or knows of webtoons, so I was like, maybe I should also talk about this when Lawrence is here, and we can do that. But I guess I could have this discussion with you, so next time you can focus on the game as well.
In theory, if we had literally plus one person, this would be a lot easier to have these discussions. But yes.
So it's the idea of, do I like rewrites? So like webtoon and like other things similar is a space for just like the average Joe creator to post like a story and like their artwork and stuff like that. What webtoon creators are very prone to is being like, hey, I've been like dissatisfied with like the art and the story, and I want to create something better, so we're restarting from the beginning. And
How frequently do they do this?
well, it depends on the stories you read, right? That's kind of
Okay,
hard
okay,
to say,
okay.
but like I've had a lot of them where, or they're like delayed a lot, and it's like that. I don't
That's
have
like
as
that's
much
like
of
a
an
that's
issue.
like a different monster altogether.
Yeah, that's a different monster. Yeah, exactly. But this idea of rewrites, it as like a writer, right? There's this
Which you
thought
are
in my
in theory.
head. Thank you. Yes, I hope I am at
In
this point.
theory.
In theory, yeah, by this point.
theory.
I hope it's like when you make something like this, obviously you want to make it to like the best of your ability, right? But in my mind, it's almost like why not like commit yourself to finishing this, or like you should have prepped way earlier for creating a story like this. Why not commit to finishing it and then like move on to something separate to then like be like, well, I've gotten better now, let's create another story. Why take all that time to like and some people go a long way in these stories, Zach.
I believe
And then
it.
they're like, well, we're restarting like and with like some story changes. It's like I said, as a writer, it's like why I wish like people committed a little bit more and be like, well, it's fine if there are some mistakes or things didn't turn out the same, because it's almost like if someone publishes a book, it's not like you can be like, oh, sorry, like I need to, I need you to like I need to recall the books because I was dissatisfied by something.
But
and I'm
isn't
gonna
that
change
part
it.
of the benefit of publishing something in a digital medium, is that you can do that?
Well, yes, you can do it, though I'm wondering whether or not like how beneficial it is to do that, because it's like not only do these systems, it takes you a while to and it's a real heavy burden on the artists themselves, the artists and the creators themselves,
Sure, I believe that.
to create a story and then halfway restart. And because they're like, well, I understand you want to make better art maybe, or your skills have gotten better, but it's like I feel like you should just commit to like finishing that story. And it's like people will see the progression in your art and they'll be happy for you. Like there's no need to go back, at least on a, like Webtoon, because I know Webtoon is like it's a pretty professional space. But like as a reader, I guess on my end, I'm get a little bit frustrated because I really do like the stories, and sometimes art is just really good by itself. And I get super frustrated where it's like, I think the story is already good. So it's like, I don't even understand why you feel the need. It's like, I understand maybe you have something different in your head right now, but
Which in theory
As I
is
have-
the discretion of the writer, right? In theory it's their right to rewrite the story if they want. But I understand the idea of like, if you're invested in the story and you think it's okay, I can understand that it would be very frustrating to like have it be reset, because it's not even like having the rug pulled out from underneath you. It's having the rug underneath you having never existed.
yeah, kind of like
You
that.
know?
And you
Like
know my
not pulled
recent
out from underneath you but
experience,
deleted. That's what I mean.
And you've I've talked to you about like the whole VA project thing that happened, right?
Yes, you did.
About-
and how
like,
that
someone-
like shat the bed and stuff.
Yeah, and it like half of it had to do with because the director couldn't commit to a story. Like, and that was honestly one of the biggest failings of like couldn't commit to anything. And in my mind, I'm like, how are you gonna ever produce something fully? And it's like it's a burden on the creator. Like I said, how are you gonna finish this story if like you get dissatisfied with what you've done? Sometimes it's like you just gotta commit to what you're doing, and then you can create something better next time. And sometimes what they're even making isn't even bad, you know? I feel a bit disappointed that, like, as the reader, like, I basically get blocked. And, like, the story that I've invested so much into now gets sometimes subtly changed, sometimes very changed. And I'm like, well, what am I here for exactly if every, like... And like I said, it takes a long time to produce these things. So it's, like, month after month sometimes... where it's like I get excited for something and then it's like, well, yeah, we're kind of dissatisfied with it. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with it. Why are you dissatisfied with it now? That you're restarting with this all over again. And it's like I feel bad because it's like people are like, well, I want to be I want to improve myself, and I'm like, that's fine, but I don't know. It just feels weird. So
I suppose so. If I can respond to this in a pseudo direct manner, the notion of, because that was your initial like statement, was like, how do we feel about like rewrites and stuff, and
Yeah.
I think that there is a happy medium somewhere between sticking to a story, like working through small to medium sized troubles, and then like for example, I guess because obviously I'm a big JoJo fan, one of the things that David Productions, the people that make the anime, do that I adore is Araki will just completely forget his own like canon sometimes.
that's really funny. I mean, when you get that big, right?
Well, it's not even that. No, it's not even that he. It's not even that he got that big and doesn't care. It's that he never cared. He wants to have creative ideas with fun, wacky characters that that have incredible powers and do incredible things. Like that's the story he wants to tell, and he tells it very well. But I don't really need to get into any specific examples, I guess. But like, one of the things that David Production does is that when they animate it, they'll be like, let's fix this, because there's no reason why this break in continuity should exist. Like, it doesn't actually serve the story, so let's just fix it. And they will.
But that's
and
like from manga. Is it from?
I mean, it's
what
from manga.
stage is
It's from
this?
manga to anime, sure. But let me continue.
Yeah. Okay.
Let me continue in the sense that when you continue this line of reasoning further a little bit, like, how do I explain it? It's if you eventually, on the way to telling the story that you want to tell, discover something more interesting that is like better. This doesn't really happen for like anthology type stuff, but if you're telling like a long form narrative, and you figure out where you're going and you want to go back to like the early stuff and rewrite it, like recontextualize the whole thing, so that way thing was always the circumstance, right? So I think that's great. Like essentially, like I guess from my perspective, the best thing that could ever happen to a narrative is for it to be the best narrative that it could ever possibly be.
Yeah.
You know?
And I can agree
and that's
with that.
obviously,
I was, like,
yeah, I'll say
improvement.
that's obviously like not a controversial statement or anything like that,
Yeah.
but it's just like, I feel like under a lot of circumstances that requires a lot of resets. Because I'm thinking, because obviously I don't read any webtoon manga or manhwa.
Yeah,
or
and that's
anything
why
like
I'm
that.
like, I'm gonna talk to Lawrence about this again, but it's nice to also.
Right, because he'll probably have like a more in-depth understanding as to like the actual culture of the resets on webtoon and stuff like that, whereas I'm just coming at it from like a like purely like writer's perspective, I guess. But like, if somebody's writing something, like, I don't know, like imagine if while you're making your comic, you suddenly, not suddenly, but like you learn how to actually write or how to actually like draw faces. Yeah, I would very much want to go back and like redo the thing again. And that's a giant
right?
leap,
And if that's a case,
What
like,
the fuck just
great, like
happened?
clearly you were lacking
it's this
something
guy.
huge, but it's like it's
a little
weird
different,
because because it's like in my mind, like sometimes like it's already really good.
So why not just stick with it? But from their perspective, it's
Yeah.
not. Right? From their perspective, it has problems that they would rather have fixed rather than just let fester.
But it's quite interesting because that's sometimes the way things are, though. You know, sometimes you put out a piece of work.
I very much
And it's
disagree.
like-
Because it's
Well,
like,
as an artist, Zach, like the mantra is you're never satisfied with your work. By a certain point, you just have to stop and like push it out there.
sure, but you don't have to. You can restart.
But it's like at the expense of what? Like, because at a certain
At the
point,
expense
like, I
of
could say,
at
like,
the expense
I
of
am-
nothing. It's
Well, at the
whatever
expense of
whatever they want to
readers,
do.
though. Like to a certain degree, I could say like I'm a little bit frustrated because it's like I like a lot of like when it comes down to like me liking a lot of like these stories and then half of them reset, sometimes it's like I don't have the energy to like want to get back into this anymore because it's like you've kept my attention for so long and now, like you said, the rug isn't even there. Like it was never there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like I'm a bit frustrated. It's just right, especially when, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like
that's fair.
As the reader, right? It's like, well, why not just finish the story and then make something, you know, better per se. Especially if this is like in the halfway point. Like even towards like the beginning, I'm like, okay, it's not as bad if you want to restart, but. And I know some people were like start stories and they're like, yeah, I wasn't even really thinking about the story, but now that I thought about it, like I want to change everything up again. It's like, well, why didn't you think about it in the first place? You know, why didn't you?
Well, because that wasn't their prerogative at the time. I mean, it really. I mean, like obviously, this sounds more like a multiple webcomics that you were really excited for decided to, you know, reset and you're upset by it. Like that's what this comes off as.
I mean, this is where it stems from.
No,
probably,
right, and
yeah.
and that's fine, right? Because that's, you know, like that's a reasonable response to have under almost all circumstances. Faster shooting, hot shots, ring of fire, please. More text. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't really got anything else to say because I feel like this is just a more not like I think that these creators should express the unique medium that they find their work being published on to its fullest extent. And because like from your perspective looking up right at the work being created, you're frustrated because the stuff that you like is like vanishing into the ether, which is very fair. From their perspective looking down, the downside is a potential loss of readers, which to them, you know, might be worth it, might be not, I guess. Like, I don't know. Like if I'm dissatisfied with the project that I'm working on, I really don't want to just continue for the sake of like finishing it.
And it's like, I understand that, but isn't there also this like, well, I don't want to say like the fans like pressure people, but like this idea of that, like if you have so many people on top of your story, to then like suddenly pull like the rug from out like underneath them, because it's like a lot of people are invested and you're just like, well, and like that's the interesting part. It's like
I would probably
is the pressure of a lot of readers on
I would
top
probably
of someone,
say that
and
it exists somewhere in between, right? Where
Yeah.
it's like if you do have a lot of readers for the thing that you're producing, I do think you have a little bit of a moral obligation to let your readers know, you know, that you're going to be doing something like a complete reset ahead of time, which I'm pretty sure that they would almost
they already
always do.
They're like all these things. Half the time they're like, yeah, I'm like not as happy with my work right now, so I'm just gonna like restart and like alter some things.
Right.
Yeah.
And under that circumstance, like, I don't know, it's very strange because it's like, I feel like individual... How do I explain this? Because this gets a little weird, and this gets more into like the Zach is super anti-corporate type stuff. But I think that an individual artist has little to no actual obligation to their audience because there is so much stuff being produced like all over the place, where if like it's very disappointing to lose out on thing A, but there's thing B through quadruple Z somewhere else online, you know?
Yeah.
And so there's that, and I'm not saying that that's necessarily like the correct way to look at it, but it is something to consider, I suppose. Whereas like if a company is producing something, I don't know. Like, I guess they do have a little bit more of an obligation, but maybe that's just because I'm like anti-corporate.
Well, a company also like has resources to make sure what they're making is like the best it can be, you know?
Right. Like, so they should have already
Yeah.
like that feels like the obligation of a company to figure this shit out ahead of time. Whereas like a small independent artist doesn't really have that resource.
Well, yeah, and I get that too, but it's like, aren't you coming into this also trying to make the best thing you possibly can?
Right, but
think
it's
there's also
but
that
that's
as
but that's a
well.
process, right? Like just because like you're not gonna like no one's gonna make the perfect thing right off the bat, you know. Good morning,
sure,
Trinus,
and
by the
that's-
way, in chat. Good morning. Welcome to
morning.
stream. We're just chilling, talking. And I say good morning to you, but for us, it's well, for me, it's like 9:40, so it's
for
almost
me,
good
it's
night
like,
for me.
It's like 6:30 here. But yeah, so it's just I'm like in that moral gray area quandary of like, I don't know how to feel about this anymore. Like I'm annoyed because as the reader, it's annoying, but I understand the principle and philosophy behind rewrites.
And by the so I don't have the connection to like the whole rewrite thing, right? But I do want you to know I do definitely have some connection to the notion of.
It's 3:38 a.m.
Oh
What?
my god!
Is that morning for you? What?
I mean, it's literally morning, I guess. Oh my god!
When does morning start? I thought morning starts, I think, past 5.
No, morning
is
is
like at
past
night.
midnight theoretically because it's the next day. But
Oh my gosh, my mind.
what was I gonna say? The
You don't have the connection to the rewrite.
I don't have the
thing.
connection to the restart, right? But I do have the connection to like web comics that people are producing that I'm really interested in, and then they just drop them entirely. I can't
That's
I can't
also super
remember,
frustrating.
and that's the thing is that it's kind of the same thing. Like right with the with the reset, at least you're getting more content. Whereas with the thing that I'm talking about, the guy basically took a hiatus just because he had like he had this enthusiasm for this idea, and I really enjoyed the comic that he was producing. And then he just was like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. And it's like, well, okay, that's your right to do, but I'm also annoyed.
No, see, I completely understand that too. And sometimes, by the way, the rewrites don't always yield new content. Sometimes it's just the same content, except a little bit different. So
Yeah.
at that point, it's also like I also now have to wait even longer because you're restarting from the beginning of the story. But
suppose so.
yeah, I hate the people that drop stuff too, because it's basically an indefinite cliffhanger. And you know how I feel about cliffhangers, Zach.
Well, yeah.
It's my one true weakness. It's my breakdown
It's my
animation,
one
Zach.
true weakness, she says.
Yeah, it's my
pretty good.
breakdown animation in Ace Attorney, Zach. Like it's what'll get me.
Oh, that's really
It's
funny.
what'll make me the most frustrated. So it's like, yeah, frustration is fully there, and it's like when I talk next time with like Lawrence about this, it'll be interesting to see his perspective as well, because it's like I think you kind of understand it, but at the same time, like you're thinking a bit more professionally about it, which I totally.
I'm thinking
get.
about it from like a more personal standpoint, right? Because I'm thinking about it like, okay, if I was writing a comic. Oh, thank you very much for the follow, Trinus. I appreciate it.
Oh, cool. At 3, I also saw he said I didn't sleep because he's gangster, but so it's like.
Yeah, that's true.
If that's what gangsters do, then sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that and shoot people.
Sure.
But I don't know. I'm thinking about it from the perspective of like if I was producing like a comic. Obviously, I'm not an artist, but like let's say I was on like a team of 3, and I was like the creative design. I had one person for typesetting and another person for like principal art. And we got together and we agreed like, hey, we think that we could redo this story in a better way. I wouldn't want anything to prevent me from doing that, right?
Yeah.
If there was like a huge like financial incentive to keep the current thing that we're producing, that would obviously be an influence that would be in that initial conversation that me and my partners would have. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's also true. And I also think about it through the way of like if it's one person creating this.
Oh, full auto rifle. Let's go.
If there's one person that's creating this, it's like, what is the obligation to the fan base? Because sometimes, like the fan base is a ride or die. They're like, we'll stick with you as many times as it takes. And I think I've even seen people who maybe restart multiple times. And then some people are like, yeah, like we'll still stick with you. Like one, it's like, in my mind, I'm like, well, what is the obligation to the fan base? But like 2, how can the fan base... Like, how can someone tolerate almost like
multiple
wasting,
restarts.
wasting this much time? Like I don't like.
Well, because
how
I guess in
forgiving
that-
should the audience be?
I guess it's
kind of?
like let me put it in the perspective of what we do, right? Like we're streaming Bloons Tower Defense 6, whereas earlier today we were streaming Ace Attorney, or the Great Ace Attorney, where in theory, if somebody's here to watch our content, they're here for us and the work that we produce, not necessarily the thing that is being produced, right? So in theory, in that circumstance, the people who are hanging around to see all of the redos and stuff, that would be people who, you know, just want to follow the creator as opposed to the work that they produce, I guess.
And that's interesting, yeah. Because it's like I don't know how much, you know, because I tend to just read the story, not like indulge myself half the time in like who the author is and stuff like that. But there may be people that do that more.
Where it's like, hey, I really want to just, like, why not follow a person figuring out what the hell's going on?
Because my feed is going to be cluttered to no end, and I can't deal with that.
True. Very true.
I don't want to do with that. That's why I was like, oh, I have Zach. I follow only like 4 people on like 3 people on YouTube. I'm subscribed barely.
That's true. I've been subscribing to more and more people as time goes on. Trinus likes Zoidberg in the bottom corner. The yay people are paying attention to me. I've actually been fielding suggestions, Saba. I don't know if you have any, but for replacing Zoidberg. Just because my dad sometimes, like, when he's not doing anything, he'll like go back and watch VODs, and he criticizes me for some of the stuff that we talk about, but then I remind him that this is like our stream, that we could talk about whatever we want. But he mentions a few times that he gets kind of sick and tired of just looking at Zoidberg.
I can kind of feel that, and I thought it was refreshing for was it like Split Second or something? When
it was
Signature.
Heat Signature and Gunpoint. I changed it to more suit the game.
Yeah, and I thought that was really fun.
It's obviously very difficult to come up with a GIF that is free to use for every game that we play, but I would like to swap for another default, because I really like the Zoidberg one, but the Zoidberg one was basically just in celebration of becoming an affiliate for the first time.
Yeah,
you know?
No, I feel it. I think it's definitely befitting of our situation. That is for sure.
Yeah, so I could probably switch it up a little bit, which I think is fine. I loved it. Watched the whole show. You and your emotes. These are great emotes. Better Twitch TV emotes. Futurama is a really good show. Did you ever watch Futurama, Saba?
No, that was like in the era of when I was too young to care about that stuff. It's kind of like,
oh yeah, never mind. I am 3 years older than you. That is true.
Because it's like Futurama, Family Guy. Like that's not my kind of humor.
Oh,
like,
Family Guy is not even remotely similar to Family Guy.
I categorize them kind of in the
I guess
like
they're
Rick and Morty too. Like I categorize those like cartoon animation.
They're like
style,
adult.
like
I would
same
agree
area.
with you that they're adult. They're adult cartoons, right? Because they get into topics that obviously like a normal kid show wouldn't get into. But
so it was just not my speed.
I very much recommend Futurama, just because it's like it's good. It's just straight good. Like there's nothing else to really say other than it's good.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's also the idea of like if I don't like the art style, sometimes it does like get me to like not watch it or something like that. But I don't know. It just wasn't my era, I think.
Yeah, that's fair.
Finished with Rick and Morty today?
Like 2 hours ago. So at like 1:30 a.m. they finished Rick and Morty. Well, when you say finished Rick and Morty, the new season's not over yet. They still have one more episode that's coming out later this month. They got that too. Rick and Morty's like a weirder one. Yeah, it's just not your era, but I still highly recommend, if you do have the time or wherewithal. I know you don't really do the whole piracy thing, but if you do have the time or wherewithal, I highly recommend watching it.
If I commit to, getting on a ship and sailing to the Caribbean or something, I don't know.
It's the best thing to do. Despite having, like, it's actually really funny because we have Disney Plus at the house, but I don't actually like using Disney Plus through my PS4 anymore because, and Lawrence can attest to this because this is the problem he had too, but my PS4, when it's on, it keeps beeping as if I'm telling it to eject a disc that isn't there. And I was like,
That's
what?
weird.
Well, and that's the thing. I was like, what the hell? That's super weird. Like, what's up with that? And I look it up, and apparently this is a problem that's pretty consistent with people who move their PS4 a lot. Because the idea is that the button to eject your disc is actually a light sensor. It's not like a physical button, it's a light sensor. And the bottom strip, because the light sensor goes all the way around the bottom of the PS4, and if you move it around a lot, the light strip at the bottom will get scuffed, and it will register just plain darkness as being pressed.
That's true. You know what's super weird? This is a slight tangent, but it's like, I can't actually see the emotes on Twitch that,
You can't see
is,
the...
like, posting.
Oh, thank you for another follow. That's Haas something something something. I wonder if that's a bot. I don't know. If it's not, thank you. Oh yeah, that's definitely a bot, because the only person who's watching right now is Trinus.
But yeah, I can't see them for some reason. I even refreshed.
You need to
Guess it's okay.
download, and you need to download Better Twitch TV. It's like an extension. It's like an extension for your thing. It gives you a lot of like functionality in chat, plus like good emotes. Like
Wow, I may look at that
feels
later.
amazing, man. Feels amazing, man. Yeah.
Feels
It's good.
amazing.
Feels amazing.
Okay, now on to a topic from you, Zach. What do you want? What do you want to talk about with me here specifically?
I don't know, dude. This is a bad time to be like, hey, what do you want to talk about? You'll have to give me a second. Hopefully this can run itself for a split second while I look up a banter topic. I
Feel
talked
free
about
to
the
suggest
mysteries versus
anything,
narrative
China's as
thing.
well. If there's a specific topic.
I can talk about the purposely scaring myself to tears the other night.
You watched a good horror movie?
No, it was very strange. So as I was kind of explaining to you on my birthday, I'm not a very particular fan of my birthday, and as such, when it got late at night, it was really weird. I feel like I got psychically attacked, if that makes sense. Where
That is weird, for sure.
it was like I want to say it was like around 3 a.m. and I still wasn't even tired at all, because remember how we had talked about Pokemon or whatever. I still wasn't even remotely tired, and I remember like standing up to like go downstairs to recycle my the can that I had on my desk, and suddenly I had the weird thought of, I'm really emotionally vulnerable right now. And that was like a conscious thought I had for some reason.
You just had an intrusive thought.
I just had a very strange intrusive thought that like sounded like somebody else was saying it essentially in my head. And so for whatever reason, I just started saying like generic spooky shit that you would hear like in a horror movie, where it was like it was something along the lines of like, the blood red moon hides their shadows as they stalk you from the corners, and when you are least expect it, they will crawl into your hamstrings. And like, you know,
Wow.
and it was weird, because like I wasn't consciously thinking about what to say. I was basically just letting myself go, just like letting myself talk about whatever. And then despite the fact that I started like tearing from my eyes, like tears streaming down the side of my face, I didn't stop for like a solid 10 minutes. And then finally, when it was over, I had the overwhelming feeling that I was being watched by like multiple people. And then it just went away. And I went to bed.
You are a weird dude. You are a strange fellow. Strange
I don't know.
fellow.
It was a very uncomfortable situation.
You even scared.
I scared Trinus. Sorry, Trinus. But yeah, I don't know. It was very strange, and I very much did not have a good time.
That seems like that. That's what. Yeah.
Seems like that
like
would
that's what
not be a
happened.
good time.
Yeah.
What's the pirate one that gives me the money? It's the long range. Okay, got it.
By the way, I'm super excited after a certain point, because I actually was talking with Grant and Lawrence about something specific.
You were
while ago.
talking?
I know. I need to talk with more people. It sucks. I know. And like we were talking about this like cool idea and stuff, but I am withholding it from you because it's not done yet. And once it's done, I'm actually going to be kind of excited to share it. And for you to be like, this sucks, and I'm going to be like, I don't care what you think. Even though I'm telling you about
this sucks. I'm assuming based on your me saying that it sucks, you're making a joke about me criticizing your cat. So I'm assuming it's some art piece that you're doing.
No, it has nothing to do with art. This is like a thought project experiment.
You got me a girlfriend?
What?
Because you said thought. Get it?
Oh my god! Why? You kids you did.
That's funny.
I'm trying to talk here. Why are you doing this to me?
I don't know,
but
man.
I'm
Why does
excited
anybody
for that
do anything?
as well. I'm excited for that, but I get to withhold it from you because we're not done with it yet.
Oh, great. Fantastic.
Any time where I can hold some power against Zach makes me very happy.
It very rarely happens.
It does very rarely happen, so I relish in those moments.
Okay. What should I be? Oh, I still need to get these guys. I need to get these guys to favored trades. Yeah. Yes.
I mean, looking at this isn't that visually bad, except the helicopters. As soon as you put the helicopters in, I was like, okay, things are flying now. There's too much happening.
I'm sorry.
Okay, another banter.
I can make it worse if you want.
No, do not make it worse, please. I will have to shut my eyes.
There you go. See, look at that. Now we have flying guy.
Oh my god. He's so cool, but he's annoying the heck out of me.
All right, you wanna do another banter topic?
Oh, well, we're just chill talking.
We got
so
like
yeah.
we got like 5 minutes, so let's do another one. Grant got blood cursed. I got problems with suspending my disbelief. That's the one we talked about before. Why do I like rewrites? You already talked about that. Why die in state of faint? Adrian, when does it become too much for a game? Do you think you can spot an AstroTurf meme? Oh, okay. Here you go. Mario 64. This is one that we could probably talk about again later with the rest of everybody. But this one's really interesting. Have you ever played Mario 64?
Yeah, I played a decent chunk of it. Never got to finish it.
Okay. How aware are you of the absolutely astronomical level of mechanics that that game has when it comes to the kick that you can do?
Oh, like you could probably jump into the like out of the universe if you just continuously like.
No. That's like a bug. That's like stuff. I'm talking about like actual mechanics that they intended on having in the game.
I'm not sure actually. Then yeah.
Okay, so in Mario 64 there is a little kick that you can do. It's not really aggressive. Like it's not actually like an attack for the most part. It's not really useful in that way.
He goes like hoo hoo, like you jump.
Well, so the idea was that in Mario 64, that was the first time that they were translating Mario into a 3D environment. And keep in mind, 3D games weren't really prevalent at the time. Nintendo was basically pioneering an entire genre at the time. So one of the things that they put in was that they had the jumping mechanic, right? Where you can do the triple jump. That's where Mario's triple jump came from. But Mario also had this fucking weird ass little kick that he could do. And the idea with the kick was that it was multi-use in an unbelievable number of ways. Where, for example, one of these should be on strong, not last. Let's do strong. There you go. Moab launcher. Big bombs. This thing. Grab somebody, pull them in.
We're only going to be on here for about like a couple more minutes, so maybe you can still watch the Mario 64 stream.
I thought about watching a Mario 64. Oh yeah. I'm about to say we're gonna be heading off and like right after this topic of conversation is done, just because we've been streaming for like 4 hours already. But thank you very much for stopping by. We'll be doing more Balloons Tower Defense tomorrow with more just banter in general. We have a lot of banter topics to get through. But with more people, so it's not just me and Saba.
More of us than just two of us.
But anyway, where was I? Yeah. So the kicking. So the kicking has a lot of stuff in it that's really interesting. So for example, while you're in the air, if you kick, it'll delay your fall slightly. So you can actually
you do the kick animation in the air, and that like
not only that, but it
10
carries
times
your
you.
momentum forward slightly. So you can actually use that for some really interesting like platforming. Not only that, but it also interrupts whichever direction you kick in, it interrupts and replaces whatever your horizontal momentum for whatever you were doing at that moment was. So if you're jumping in one direction, you can kick and 360 turn around at the same time like today. That's a good point, actually. It is tomorrow for you. We normally start at 7 p.m. Eastern, so I don't know what time zone you're in exactly for it to be like almost 4 a.m.
Pacific?
4 p.m. Pacific. I don't know if that's any help, but we usually start around 7 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. So I don't know if you have the ability to translate for that.
Yeah,
but,
I don't know where you are.
But anywho,
So
what was I
know the
saying?
transition time.
What was I saying? So anyway,
So carry, yeah.
There's more stuff, however, with the kick that's infinitely more fascinating. Where, for example, on quicksand, lava, and ice water, normally you would instantly die by. Yeah, I'm watching from Germany. What's with all of you Europeans stopping into the stream? It's nice, but it's a little weird.
It's kind of interesting, yeah, from Germany. That's cool.
Yeah. That's really cool. That's like weird existential shit. The idea that we're just playing Bloons Tower Defense talking about Mario 64 and this guy is like across an entire ocean listening to us be weird. Like that's insane, right? The idea that there's like a planet in between us. Anyway, the point of the topic that I'm getting at here was that the kick has so many mechanics associated with it that the platforming in Mario 64, if you want to do good platforming, basically relies on it. This topic originally came up when I was watching compilations of the Game Grumps playing Mario 64. And Aaron Hansen is very infamous for being terrible at video games, but it's also not totally his fault, because the game doesn't actually tell you any of these mechanics with the kick. It tells you about the jump, and it tells you about like bouncing off of enemies' heads or something like that. But it doesn't tell you about any of the mechanics associated with the kick, so how would you know? You would just have to like practice and discover it on your own.
Or just like play around, yeah. And if you're the type to strictly like not experiment around with stuff like that, you're probably never going to find it.
Right. And so it gets to a really interesting point where the game in theory actively suffers from the fact that normal people don't have the proper knowledge or execution capabilities to actually play the game properly. And so that's the topic of conversation is like control schemes and whether or not mastery matters to the average person. Because like there's a difference between having depth in game mechanics and then also just straight up not telling a player about a mechanic.
Yeah, see,
I guess.
I think that's it, right? Because I was like, I like the idea of mastering game mechanics, but normally the idea is that like you tell me what the game mechanic is, so I know that I need to get better at it, right? If you never tell me that a game mechanic exists, it's like I would almost feel cheated out, because maybe it's something kind of difficult to get or to elicit this game mechanic.
Oh,
and
dude,
to
we're on
have
wave
it,
100. I can't believe it took an hour to get here.
and to have that mechanic, let's say, like be one of the biggest game mechanics that will get you
Like
really
the
far
game,
into
like
the
the
game,
game
I think is
relies
unfair.
on.
Yeah,
in
I
theory.
think that's unfair. If the
Right.
game relies on it. Like if it's just something like secret that makes you do like an extra crit move, but it's like hard to pull off, like okay, that'll take you some time to like
That's a little bit.
find
That's
it
a
and
little bit
use it.
extra, you know, and that's
Yeah.
not terrible.
not fun, not a fundamental thing that you're hiding from me. Dude, I
It's
just
just-
look at the
it's an
helicopters
interesting-
and it seems like they're trying to like hold them back, like they're moving so slow. They're like, push him harder.
Come on! Like they're pushing the dirigibles back. Yeah.
Blimps.
I don't know. I'm gonna die soon. Like I think what we're gonna do here, just to like finish this off, Congratulations on beating wave 100. I'm just gonna not buy anything and just leave this on fast forward until we die.
Okay, if you want to do that, because we are a little bit over right now.
We are a little bit over, but I just want to. I wanted to get. I do want to finish this just for the sake of completion's sake. But yeah, I don't know. I guess that's all I was thinking of in terms of.
I mean, I think it's a cool idea, just as long as it's not. The game doesn't.
As long as it's not
it.
quintessential.
Yeah, as long as it's not quintessential.
Because the game is beatable, as we have evidence of, right? The game is beatable without the kick move, period. But if you don't use the kick move, it's a lot more difficult in a really weird way.
Like if it's a huge gap, then yeah, it feels a little unfair.
I don't know. I was essentially just watching a video where a guy was describing like the intricacies of the Mario 64 kick, and I'm like, that's insane. The fact that all of these mechanics exist for something that the game technically never even like informs you of. Like it tells you that there's a kick button, but that's
it.
It
doesn't tell you how to use. And I don't even think I used it that much, because I know in the game like the side jump and the long jump and all that stuff has been utilized like to fast travel more efficiently. But I don't think I ever discovered the kick.
You know what they you know that they in theory like translated the kick during one of the Mario games into like a more modern version, I guess, of the same kick. That was during the new Super Mario Brothers era, like the one for the Wii and stuff like that. That little spin move that you can do.
Yeah, like it helps you levitate a little bit more.
Gives
like,
you a little bit
momentum.
more.
Yeah.
Gives you a little bit
I can
more
see
on your
that.
jump, you know. But yeah, so that's like kind of the same thing, and so it's kind of interesting when you think of it that way.
Zach,
Dude,
where's
we're
your
doing.
health?
We're doing really well, considering
Yeah, I
that
was like,
I
what
have not
happens,
bought anything.
What happens when we like beat the game?
Well, there is no beating it. We will die.
What happens when we get to 200? I don't know.
We're definitely not gonna make it to 200 because I believe at 111 they have a wave that's just like 1,000 of those really fast black balloons.
Where does it need to go to hit like
So this is an easy map. It basically has to loop around the fire things that we have there. It basically has to loop around that 3 times.
How interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So a couple waves ago, things started making it, but they never actually got that far. But anywho, I don't know. Let's pick like one more banter topic that's like small-ish, just so that way we can. The highest ever was around wave 280. That's fucking nuts.
That is pretty
insane.
impressive.
Oh, you know what? Here's one that we kind of talked about previously, because I kind of mentioned it during an Okami stream, but we never actually brought up the banter topic proper. Was remember me talking about my idea for like a space bounty hunter thing, but they splice their DNA with the local
DNA
aliens,
splice, scrambling stuff.
yeah, to get like new abilities and stuff. I believe I said during the Okami stream that I got that idea from like a person on Tumblr who did fan art of Samus after Metroid Prime, where she had her DNA spliced with Metroids, so she had red eyes and little fangs. If I were to make that game, do I have to, in theory, like from a moral standpoint, do I have to cite that Tumblr blog that gave me the initial idea?
I mean, in my mind, I don't think you have to, but I think in terms of like,
because like I would have to be like, hey, this is inspired by Metroid, because obviously it would be.
Like if a lot of elements are taken, then probably yeah, 100%. But like if it's like loosely, I don't think so. But in my mind, that seems like a cool kind of behind the scenes kind of thing. Be like, yeah, it was inspired because of this. Like it doesn't feel necessary, but it feels like a cool factoid.
Because I'm not even saying it from a, man, I haven't touched the mouse in like 5 minutes. Look, they're making it around the second loop. Oh, there you go, they're on the third loop. Aw.
By the way, Zach, since you're still here, could you watch the video? The Olympics one? So
I mean, not on stream. The Olympics the Olympics is notorious for like absolutely
No, you don't
butchering.
have to do it on stream. Like you can do it while like the thing is playing.
What thing is playing? Oh, I think we lost. We lost. Oh, okay, great. All right, that was good. I can't believe we Balloons League 225. Oh my god. All right. Cool. That was good. We'll be back tomorrow for more balloons. Balloons?
Or today for you.
Yeah, today
I
for
don't
you,
know.
Trinus.
I don't know.
But yeah. All right. So we'll be back. We'll be doing more banter because we need to get through these banter ideas. I'm not gonna lie. I thought Gartic was gonna be a lot more chill.
It was fun, but I also felt bad that we didn't like talk that much.
It was still fun though. It was still a really
was
good
still
time.
was still
All
fun.
right. Cool. So that's stream. Have a good rest of your morning. I guess, Trinus.
True.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to read more Sherlock Holmes again tonight. I'm gonna try to like.
Make
I
up
hope
for
I can
the
watch
lack
the stream
of,
too. Well, because it's like,
Sherlock.
it's not the lack of Sherlock. It's the whole reason I brought up the whole difference between like a narrative puzzle and a mystery was because I was reading the Sherlock Holmes novels, and it's like it's really fucking annoying that like details will be pulled out of thin air, and it's like, oh well, blah. So I'm gonna try to read that again tonight after I take my shower. So anyway, cool. Stream's over. Thank you.
Yeah, stream's over.
Good night.
Goodbye to stream.